Big Red Rally. This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kyle Bruston Nortman live from the Italian Community Center. As Big Voice Guy mentioned, getting you ready for the Big Red Rally here. Going to be a great day as three Badger fans, one that wasn't good enough to play athletics there, Kyle Wallace. I'm Ben Brust alongside Brad Nortman. It is Kyle Bruston Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, and we want to open up those phone lines and get them ready for you. 800-990-3776, 800-990-ESPN, and as always on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. But we have to get right into it. The news of the day. One of the more fun days in sports, if you are a sports fan, is the NBA trade deadline because it is nonstop action. Better than any other major sport deadline in basically everyone's opinion. I like that the NFL's trying to get closer to this. It is much harder to be like this.
Brad tried to help him. I would have heard Brad out way back when.
I did try to do that. They should have listened.
They still can. They have the offseason to do so. But the news of the day, Patrick Beverly being traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. The Bucks have to get rid of Cam Payne and a 2027 second-round pick. Last year, I believe, was it last year? Man, my years get mixed up. Jay Crowder for 5 second-round picks. So second-round picks are like nothing. And the other breaking news, Robin Lopez traded.
Ooh.
They just sent him to Sacramento. And I love seeing, this is a quick aside, when they say, and the Bucks are also sending cash.
Wait a minute. We sent them cash? We didn't get cash considerations?
You did not get the cash considerations, but I also, it's just a wire nowadays. Like when they say cash considerations, I think of like a briefcase with cash in it, like that Milwaukee has to deliver Sacramento.
Robin Lopez also takes the cash to the team as he gets traded there.
So Patrick Beverly is 35 years old. He is a very fun player to watch on the court. He likes to, I've seen him grab a photographer's camera. I've seen him tap LeBron on the butt. I've seen him celebrate the play-in victory for the Minnesota Timberwolves like the Vikings would have won a Super Bowl. He is a big personality, known as a defender. He is 35 years old, and he is now a Milwaukee Buck. Kyle, our Milwaukee resident, our Packer backer, Bucks backer, Badger backer, your initial reaction?
I said we got Pat Bev. Okay, I like Pat Bev. We know what me and Pat Bev got in common.
What?
We both like beef. We ain't no vegans. And so Pat Bev enjoys a little beef. He enjoys poking the bear. And that's exactly what the Milwaukee Bucks need. The Milwaukee Bucks need somebody that can bring a unique leadership. The Milwaukee Bucks need somebody that when something happens on the court, you team him up with Bobby, you know you got some dudes with you. The Milwaukee Bucks needed some perimeter defense. And I know Pat Bev is a little old on the 35-year-old side, so he's getting up there in age. But he's still got a little bit left in his tank. He played a decent role out there in Philly, so I think the Bucks being able to hopefully solve a problem with perimeter defense, being able to guard the guard position, I think Pat Bev could potentially help that. But then on top of that, I said I want some dogs on this team. And now when you add Pat Bev, we got another dog. If Pat Bev can play defense, hit threes, and bring the intensity that makes the crowd go crazy, can you imagine the crowd yelling, Bobby, Bobby, and Pat Bev and Bobby are slapping hands and getting the crowd hyped up? That is going to bring the energy to the Bucks, hopefully in the fan base, but hopefully on the court as well. So I actually approve of this trade because we didn't have to give up much to get him.
Yeah, see, even the way you're talking about it, I already think you have way too high of expectations. This is a guy that was known as an elite defender. He's 35 years old. He's clearly not someone who's going to be a game changer. I'm already seeing too much of he's this year's P.J. Tucker. Pat Beverly is nowhere near what P.J. Tucker was able to do for the 2021 world champion Milwaukee Bucks. Pat Beverly is not going to shut down anyone on the Boston Celtics, which are likely the team that the Bucks would have to get through in order to go to an NBA Finals. Patrick Beverly is a fun story. It's a nice to have, but to me, it doesn't make me feel anything. It doesn't make me feel like all the worries that Bucks fans fans have had over the last, I would say, month. Obviously, they fired their head coach in the middle of the season, third shortest tenured NBA coaching history, to not playing well under Doc. I mean, the record has been going under Doc. I think they're 1-4, if I'm not mistaken.
They are.
Yep.
And so when you look at all that and you look at the trade deadline and Pat Beverly is the name that comes in, it's hard for me to sit here and get excited about, yep, this is the year that Horst did it again. He brought somebody in that's going to change the direction of where this team is going. I think it's fun to have Pat Beverly, but fun doesn't necessarily mean championships.
Well, this might not be a radical change for the Milwaukee Bucks, but it is a step forward. The Bucks are pretty good at looking at themselves in the mirror and realizing when there's a problem and then taking the steps to try to fix that. You saw that with Adrian Griffin. You saw that with the Damian Lillard trade, thinking we need another shooter, we need another offensive scorer in clutch moments to help Giannis out. So Horst and the Milwaukee Bucks organization are pros at looking at themselves in the mirror and saying there's a problem, we need to go fix it, and they go fix it. Most recently, it has been we have defensive issues, particularly perimeter. So if you can take a step forward, even if it's a small to medium step forward with Patrick Beverly, I think you take that opportunity. I think you go for it. I don't think this team is going to be radically better and all their issues are solved, but I think it was a step in the right direction. And I would like actually your opinion on this, Ben. Patrick Beverly, he's like a junkyard dog. He's an animal. He brings tenacity. He brings anger. He brings, even just like mentally getting in people's head. If you're playing with a guy like that on the basketball court, doesn't that start to radiate to everybody else? Maybe elevate everybody else's defensive output?
Yeah, I mean, sure, maybe 7 years ago, but not at age 35. You can only be a junkyard dog for so long. You can only be a dog
that still got it in him.
Yeah.
Sure, here and there, but again, this isn't PJ Tucker. This is an old asset that you're bringing in that's not going to change the landscape of who the Milwaukee Bucks are. So sure, is it to me it's a net neutral. If I had to say net positive or net negative, I would say net positive by okay, this was a move that sure they got somebody that is a guard that can play defense.
You're already trying to minimize this. I don't like it.
What do you mean minimize it? It's Patrick Beverly.
You're absolutely
Can
wrong.
Patrick Beverly stop Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown?
You know what he can do,
maybe
though?
for a quarter.
He can
Hell no.
Yeah, he can get in their brain, get in their face, frustrate
clap
them.
the hands, get all hyped up. That's what it's about.
Patrick Beverly's the guy you love to have on your team and you hate to be playing against.
That's
Again,
exactly
like I said, 5 years ago, not at age 35.
No, you still take them today. And here's the thing. This is what you got to look at it as a Milwaukee Bucks fan and just anybody in general looking at the trade. What did you give up to get him? You gave up Cam Payne, who was, he was doing okay, but you got somebody else that brings more juice, brings more energy, brings that defensive tenacity. He helps upgrade your team. And so if you evaluate the trade and you try to say, did we get better today? The answer is emphatically yes. The Milwaukee Bucks. What do you mean?
Emphatically better? Are you outside your damn mind?
So are you
if
saying
they traded
losing
for
Cam Payne?
Dorian Finney-Smith or Andrew Wiggins, that is getting better.
No.
Patrick Beverly is not making this team a world championship
But did
team.
they get better
That is
today?
getting. You said emphatically better, so you can't walk that back.
It's an emphatic yes. That's what it is.
No, it's not.
He's
is it
an
emphatically
It's a
better
man.
or it's an emphatic yes?
It's an emphatic yes. Yes, the team got better. Now, I didn't say this is a championship piece and all of a sudden, the Bucks are guaranteed.
But that's all that matters. That's where you should stop. All that matters is making sure this team is a championship caliber team.
They already have a championship caliber team that's trying to figure things out. When you find somebody that's a defensive stopper, when you find somebody that can get in somebody's head, when you find somebody
This
legitimately.
is what we talked about with Jay Crowder last year.
Listen.
5 second-round picks, and this guy was supposed to come in and help them defensively and be a game changer and stop different guys because he's a hybrid position. Guess what? He's aging and got hurt and didn't play a lot, and that's exactly how I could see Patrick Beverly's situation
This is a
playing out.
catalyst-type trade because Pat Bev is going to bring the intensity. That's the one thing that the Milwaukee Bucks need. If they need some type of defensive intensity, they need some leadership on that court. They need a vocal leader, and Pat Bev already has the respect of Giannis, and that's exactly one thing that you want him to have, and I guarantee you the Bucks, if we look a month from now, we will be better off from this trade because you get somebody that's going to contribute more to your team and also can lift the spirit and the soul of the Bucks in 5-0 form.
Did the Bucks get better with the trade for Patrick Beverly? Kyle emphatically says yes. We'll put that on Twitter at KBN ESPN. Now, you mentioned what Patrick Beverly and his relationship with Giannis is like and how they've had some run-ins and it's been, a little bit more positive. But there is another portion to this. There is history, and you said you're not a vegan. You're a beef guy.
Yeah, I love
Patrick
my beef.
Beverly's a beef guy, and he has beef with one of the most important pieces that you brought in to this roster in Damian Lillard. The fun part about this story was it wasn't Woj, it wasn't Shams, it was the Pat Bev podcast that actually broke the news that Patrick Beverly was being moved to the Milwaukee Bucks. Now, they did an emergency podcast where Patrick Beverly has a relationship with Malik Beasley, a guard for the Milwaukee Bucks, and here's some audio from the Pat Bev pod where he talks about not even knowing who's on the Bucks roster.
Hey, Doc, go let me do my thing over there.
I know.
Hey, so who else on the team?
That you with?
No. It's Dame, Giannis,
Like KB?
Brook Lopez, Bobby, you, Jay Crowder.
Yeah.
Okay, 9-9, that's my man.
Remember New Year's?
What was New Year's?
Remember when we saw Dame?
Oh, yeah, I pressed down, yeah. No, I got to get my relationship right with Dame. Gotta get my relationship right with Dame, man. Time with a championship, man.
That is Patrick Beverly in an emergency pod on the Pat Bev pod talking about how he pressed Dame New Year's Eve with his boy. And Kyle, maybe you could help me out here because I initially thought he guarded him full court on a game, that it was New Year's Eve. But then in the context, I was like, I don't think that's what happened. Can you maybe help me out what pressing somebody at New Year's Eve might mean?
Yeah, so when I heard that he pressed him, I immediately perked up like, wait a minute, he pressed him? So basically what he was saying, and I'll translate for you too, Brad, 'cause I'm not sure if you do as well, is when you say you press somebody, that means you walked up on them and you pressured them with some type of question. And so knowing Pat Bev, there must be some beef that him and Dame had, and when Pat Beverly saw Dame, he approached him and said, do we have a problem? What's going on? I heard you was talking. So he basically pressed him and he approached him and he asked him questions and he kind of made him feel a little bit uncomfortable. So when somebody presses
you made it seem like a bigger deal than it was just a bunch of asking questions. When you press somebody, you get in their face.
But when somebody says, listen, I pressed you, I pressed this person, that means, oh, that was real. They got problems. That's what, if somebody said, yeah, I saw him out and I had to press him about that issue, that situation that we had. And so it's not I didn't approach him. It's not we talked about it. It was I pressed him as if he felt like he was doing something to make Dame feel uncomfortable, which led me to believe that there is some beef between Dame and Pat Bev.
And to me, this Milwaukee Bucks team is already still searching for who they are, the relationships on the team. You only made a couple swaps. You only made the Drew Holiday for Dame, but it still seems like they're figuring it out together. How much do you think that adding this guy and Pat Bev onto the team, do you think it's going to offset any good that he can bring onto the court?
No, I think they'll get it figured out. They grown, man. Like Pat Bev said, listen, I'm trying to win a championship. We'll squash it. But also the interesting thing
in that. It doesn't just happen like that. You know that.
No.
If you don't mess with somebody, you don't mess with somebody.
It'll take some maturity on both of them.
It takes real conversations. You don't just come in the locker room, shake hands, and be boys when you press somebody on New Year's.
You don't just shake up and go about it. But what you do is you learn how to just work with somebody and deal with somebody on a professional level. They don't have to be best friends. They ain't got to hang out. They ain't got to stream together. He doesn't have to go on Pat Bev's podcast. What they need to know how to do is once they go to practice and once they're in the game, they know how to work in cohesion. They know how to work as teammates. And that's the only thing that matters. But here's the key thing is remember, in the audio we just heard, who was he on the phone with?
Malik Beasley.
Malik Beasley. And Malik Beasley said, remember what happened on New Year's? Oh, yeah. And he said, when we pressed him. And so Malik Beasley might have been part of the whole pressing of Dame. And so maybe Malik has already talked to Dame and they figured it out and squashed whatever issue they had. But I think Malik could be a great bridge to help for Pat Bev and Dame to come together and be okay. But at the end of the day,
you don't need a bridge. You need to be grown men in a locker room.
Yeah.
Brad, in a locker room, if there's guys with beef and you're friends with one of them, are you the guy that's like, hey, guys, let's all come together in the locker room. let's talk this one out. We don't need a bridge. You need to be grown men as professionals and actually have a real conversation. Either you figure it out, or there's still going to be to act like there's not going to be tension at all is just a lie.
Yeah, in an NFL locker room, I played with guys that I early played against, rubbed me the wrong way, things like that. And eventually, when you're on the same team, when you have a common goal, you spend time together, you have a little bit of maturity, you can get through that together and be okay. Here's the difference with a basketball team. It's a small locker room. Mm-hmm. There's not a whole lot of space. They got to figure that out and figure it out quick, or else it's going to be something that could be detrimental to any benefit that Pat Beverly could bring on the court. But I still believe that he's the kind of guy you want on your team, and when he's against you, you hate him.
800-990-3776, 800-990-ESPN, reacting to Pat Bev on the Pat Bev podcast, breaking the news that he was being traded. Now, Pat Bev doesn't know what the Milwaukee Bucks roster is. He had to do that with his buddy Malik Beasley, a Bucks guard, on FaceTime. A lot of interesting stuff that we'll continue to hear from Patrick Beverly. We're Kyle Bruston-Nortman live from the Italian Community Center, getting ready for the Big Red Rally and Milwaukee chapter alumni event for the Wisconsin Badgers. Luke Fickell will be here. We got a Brad Nortman signed football, a Ben Bruss signed basketball at a football event. My goal is to have more basketballs, slips for me to win that.
They didn't ask me to sign nothing.
Nortman fans.
I could have signed a photo of myself. I'm handsome.
Nobody wants that. I don't even know anybody's going to want these balls or footballs.
Honestly.
So we'll see what happens there.
If we get any submissions between the two of them, I'll be happy.
More reaction from you, 800-990-3776. Pat Bev to the Bucks. Kyle says it's emphatically yes that the Bucks are better. I disagree. More next.
You're listening to Kyle Bruston-Nortman.
If I was as tall and as talented as you, if I could shoot as well as you could, both them teams would have won. Because you know what? You did a fake punch, you said, in the Rose Bowl?
Yeah.
And I would have did fake point. I would have took it to the house. I would have scored a dang touchdown.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Badger football fans, Brad Nortman here, inviting you to the Big Red Rally, an evening full of fun, football, and food, hosted at the Italian Community Center in downtown Milwaukee on February 8th. Meet the Badgers' newest recruits and hear directly from head coach Luke Fickell. Tickets to the Big Red Rally can be purchased individually or in tables of 10, with special discounts for UW-Madison grads. Jump around downtown Milwaukee to the Big Red Rally on February 8th and be part of the tradition. Visit uwalumni.com/events for more information. I will see you there.
ESPN Wisconsin's Ben Brust here, because Forward Healthy Lifestyles has shown me that getting older doesn't mean you have to feel older. We used to think getting older meant having less energy, less muscle, less endurance, less sex, and perhaps a bit more joint pain and weight around that waist. Not anymore. The experts at Forward Healthy Lifestyles help men optimize their hormone levels, including testosterone, providing cutting-edge regenerative medicine therapies, and even help men lose stubborn weight with programs like semaglutide. In 2024, change your life. Visit forwardhealthylifestyles.com for a free consultation.
Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy here. Don't let the chilly weather end your golf season. X-Golf and American Family Field is open all year round. They've got innovative and accurate golf simulators, all overlooking left field at AmFam Field. Enjoy daily lunch specials or have an outing with your friends and take in X-Golf's full bar and food menus. X-Golf AmFam Field is even offering golf lessons by a PGA pro. Everyone is welcome at X-Golf AmFam. Book your sim today, xgolfamfamfield.com. I'll see you out there.
Fisco is always there for your auto body care. When accidents happen, Fisco Auto Body on Forest Home in Franklin is there when you need them. Got a broken mirror? They'll take care of it. Dented bumper? Scratch paint? Fisco Auto Body will take care of it. If there's any damage you need fixed, Fisco has you covered. Their expert workmanship is guaranteed for the life of your vehicle. So stop in for all of your auto bumps and dings. Once again, you know the line. That's Fisco.
Jason Rose is the president CEO of AccuRite Tax and Financial Services. They have document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
I think it's very accurate to call it a partnership because it's more of a relationship that you build up over time.
And your practice has had document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems for years.
Yep, they know what you need, they know how to help, they're able to provide suggestions on future improvements or changes.
James Imaging Systems, a 100% Wisconsin-owned and managed business technology company. Here for you today, helping you plan for the future.
It's a great deal. James Imaging is the real deal.
And Jason, the bottom line for your practice?
Keep us up and running, especially during tax season.
Keep your business up and running with document imaging technology from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700 or visit jamesimaging.com. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
I had a really strange experience today.
Strange how?
A man walked into the store who was only about 2.5 feet tall.
What?
And he was carrying a bow and arrows.
Did he sort of have a baby face?
Yes. How did you know?
Sarah, that was Cupid.
Oh.
Did he give us a thumbs up?
Yes, 3 times.
So tell us, what are the Cupid-approved gifts for Valentine's 2024?
He loved our diamond stud earrings starting at $198.
We have 186 different styles and sizes.
And we have more than 1,400 pair in stock.
And Cupid loved our $98 diamond pendant.
It looks like it's worth a lot more.
And every purchase of $298 or more includes a fabulous free travel case to safely transport all of your jewelry.
But mostly, he loved the 4-carat total weight wow diamond engagement ring for less than $4,000.
Welcome to Kessler's for Valentine's Day.
Cupid approved.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Looking for more, and I think it's fair to look for more knowing how this season has transpired. Patrick Beverly is the guy, though, that is the name that the Bucks did make a move for. He's traded. Bucks get rid of Cam Payne and a second-round pick, which seems to just be like dollar bills at a strip club. Just everywhere. Second-round picks everywhere. They just keep coming up. You traded 5 last year, still got more. I know they got one from Portland, and I don't think they traded that one, so good on them, I guess. But Patrick Beverly to the Milwaukee Bucks. And for me, it doesn't move the needle. It doesn't make me feel like this team is getting good enough or even that much better to make me feel like this championship run is real. It hasn't felt real. I preach that the regular season typically is not something that is important, but when you fire a head coach that you hired after you get rid of a world championship winning head coach, and then you have Dame Lillard and Giannis and Doc Rivers 1-4, a team that just doesn't feel the part. They don't feel the part, look the part. That is the way that this team is trending. Pat Beverly does not change my mind at all.
I think it helps a little bit, enough so that it makes it interesting, right? Because the biggest thing that we're seeing now is a couple things. One, Dame is not consistently Dame, at least the Dame we thought we were getting. When he is the guy that we thought we were getting and trading for him, this team is really hard to beat. You got Giannis, who always brings it. Dame's been a little bit hot and cold, but then when he's hot, when he's himself, this team is so hard to beat. What you need to do is you need to take some of the defensive pressure off, take some minutes off of him, and therefore allowing Dame to be able to be at his best. Because make no mistake, it won't be because of Pat Beverly that this team makes a final run. It'll be because of Giannis. It'll be because of Dame. It'll be because of Brook Lopez and Chris Middleton. So how can you support depth and support them into getting to that point?
And the main reason you bring in Dame, to be fair, is you're right. It wasn't for the regular season, but you can't look as bad as the Bucks have been and give fans and anybody confidence that this team can currently make a run. But what can change in the blink of an eye is Dame in playoff basketball in situations that you did bring him in for, which was half-court offense. He has the ability more than anybody on this team to create space and get a shot off. And so that to me is still really important and can change a lot, but that can't be the sole reason why a team wins a championship. Now, I do want to do a fun exercise here. Patrick Beverly did not know who was on the Milwaukee Bucks roster. He had to FaceTime Malik Beasley to do so. Chris, can I get the prime time NFL football music? Brad Nortman.
Okay.
Patrick Beverly didn't know who was on the Bucks roster. It is your time to shine, my friend.
I don't like where this is going.
How many Milwaukee Bucks can you name?
Okay, right now?
On the active roster.
Okay, Pat Beverly.
Hey! don't know if it's official.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I already get it wrong.
You can actually get more if you.
Okay.
Robin.
Yeah.
Gone.
Okay, let me think here. So, you got Damian Lillard.
Boom.
You've got Giannis Antetokounmpo.
Boom.
Chris Middleton.
Boom.
Brooke Lopez.
Boom.
My man.
Malik Beasley.
My man.
Okay, I got my starters. This is where it drops off. Okay, Bobby Portis.
Hey, you and Pat Bev.
Patrick Connaughton.
Oh, yeah.
Pat Connaughton. I got Patrick.
Luck of the Irish.
Got 2 Pats now.
Who else is on there? Can I start naming coaches? Doc Rivers.
Sure, why not?
Who else is on the Milwaukee Bucks?
You're gonna know more once I say it.
Jay Crowder, right?
Very
Jay Crowder.
good. Very good.
I'm not gonna lie.
You're missing an easy one.
You're missing
really?
a really
You're
easy
missing
one.
an
No
easy
hints,
one.
but the hint is you're missing a very, 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 very easy one.
Very easy. I've named the starters. Oh, I don't like this game. I don't like being not prepared.
That's why we wanted to play.
Okay, give me a more to think about. I'm trying to think about the depth here.
That's probably
I said Bobby Portis, right?
You said Bobby Portis.
Can I get a hint? Can I get like a position?
Go through the starters again.
Yeah, go through the starters again.
Wait, Dame, Beasley.
Say the full first and last names.
His brother's on the
Beasley.
team.
Oh, well, that's... Chris, that's easy.
Come on, man.
Oh, Brooke Lopez.
No, you already said
Wait, Robin Lopez.
No, he gone too.
Wait.
Right now.
Wait, there's someone more who I'm missing here?
Maybe he doesn't know.
Don't say anything. You can get this. You can get this. Take a deep breath. Think about the starters, and Kyle said enough of a hint. Say their first and last name.
Damian Lillard.
Yes.
Malik Beasley.
Yes.
Chris Middleton.
Yes.
Giannis Antetokounmpo. I know who we're going with. Thanasis Antetokounmpo, baby.
Very good.
How am I supposed to get Thanasis? That's embarrassing. I'm embarrassed myself.
He's the most entertaining part of the game
He is.
sometimes.
That's pretty good.
Oh, he is a hell of a coach.
For those who want to round out the list, Andre Jackson Jr., the rookie out of UConn. You have Ty Washington.
Oh, is he on the roster or he goes up and down?
A.J. Green, the sniper.
Oh, wow. When I hear A.J. Green, I think of the receiver.
That is fair.
Yeah, a lot of people do too.
Much better at at his craft over a longer period of time.
He said sniper. I was like, okay.
Chris Livingston.
Okay.
And Marjan Beauchamp.
Okay. Wow.
You did well. You did well.
The best part about that was just you forgetting Thanasis.
Yeah. I should know that one because we were just talking about that. We were just talking about the brotherhood and the Lopez's getting Brooke. I should do that. It's a family team, right? It's a family community and a family team. I should be able to get Thanasis.
800-990-3776. Big Daddy Bobo in the Bunny Ranch chimes in. Kyle needs a booster seat on the show set. Yeah, you do. You got to sit up, man.
I'm comfortable, man.
You're lounging.
Yeah, I am lounging, man. I appreciate them watching us on YouTube. That's what's up, Bobo.
Dave from Aaron chimes in, 800-990-3776. Congrats on the baby, Benny. I appreciate it. This trade, I don't think, did much of anything. If we could have gotten Tucker back, that would have been way better. See, this is where we're getting too lost as what we had and what is actually needed. And this is my example as to if you think P.J. Tucker's the answer, thinking that a 35-year-old Patrick Beverly being the answer to helping this team raise their level of defensive play consistently over an entire playoff run to win a championship doesn't move the needle for me. And Chef Ed chimes in, and I like this one because he's calling out Kyle specifically, 800-990-ESPN. He didn't say specifically, I'm just doing that. How long can we keep using the they're still figuring things out excuse?
They just hired their coach 2 weeks ago.
That's a bad thing.
It's a bad thing given their window.
But here's the thing, and that's why we have to focus on the goal. Right now, we can't focus on the moment. We have to focus on the end goal in the future. And in the future, I'm talking about this season. The Bucks understood when they went out to the West Coast, they were going to figure some things out. It was going to be a tough road
There's
trip.
the figure some things out.
But you have to. You literally just hired a coach. You can't just bring somebody in. If at any company, if you get rid of the person in charge of a department and you bring in somebody else, it's going to take time for adjustment. People got to adjust to new leadership, new voice.
Let me put it this way.
So it's going to take some time.
In business and in that aspect, right? If somebody is fired in the middle of a sales year, do you expect when you hire somebody that in the change that you're going to be able to hit your sales goals? Usually it takes sometimes weeding things out, changing the process. process and you see results a lot later than you want to, but it's something you have to do short term for the long term.
Yep.
And I just fear that the window that they have to figure this out is a tough window based on how the season has progressed from a coaching, personnel, and fluidity.
And really quick, I agree, because this team is not getting any younger, and they're literally getting older with each trade that they
got
make.
older,
So
you're right.
It is
significantly older.
And the window is just getting really, really tight here. So it's a little bit concerning. It feels like it's a little bit of a scramble to
what
make
did we
sure that
love
they
about the Green Bay Packers this year?
Young,
fast. It felt so different. They didn't seem slow. There was a different energy on offense too. Like, it wasn't Randall Cobb, Alan Lazard. The youth energized the Green Bay Packers.
Are we saying this year's Bucs team is the last year of Aaron Rodgers' Packers team? I hope not.
That's not what I'm saying. All I'm saying is they continue to get older, and that's not what this team needs to be doing, as well as you're trying to continue to build championship windows around Giannis.
You said older. I say they got more experience for the season. But that's what they got.
It's an optimistic way to
and
color
here's my
it.
thing.
We only know optimistic from Kyle.
No, here's the thing.
Unless it's against the 49ers.
The Bucs have until the end of February to figure it out. Once they get into March, I expect for this Bucs team to go into a different gear. And then once they get into April, I expect them to be ready for the playoffs. We need to be focused on the playoffs versus the regular season. Right now, it's about figuring yourselves out, finding the groove, finding a rhythm, finding how we can work together within this office and this new voice. I mean, the Bucs have barely even practiced with Doc Rivers as the head coach. And so it's going to take some time for them to come together. But I promise you this, we will know by March what team we have going into April and going into the playoffs. Mark my words. The Bucs will be okay.
Chimes in. He adds defense and will give our home crowd some needed energy. I don't give a damn about the home crowd. I give a damn about how the players are playing on the damn court, because the play on the court will determine more about the home crowd than Patrick Beverly standing up on some bench over a jump ball that he gets under somebody's skin right now. They need a lot more than home crowd energy. 800-990-3776, 800-990-ESPN, reacting to Patrick Beverly becoming a Milwaukee Buck. Brad, I put you on the spot. You did great.
Thank you.
I can tell you're a little tense, and you know how to take the tension off.
I do know how to take the tension off, and that is with Carbless, because, guys, it's already Thursday, and that means the big game is coming up this weekend, and you know what I'm going to be doing. I'm going to be finding a comfortable place on the couch, and I'm going to be cracking open Carblesses. That's because when I'm looking to take the tension off, because Ben quizzes me on Bucs players that I may or may not know, or I'm just looking to relax and watch the game, I'm always cracking open a Carbless. That's because it's my favorite premium cocktail. It's my favorite alcoholic beverage that is just filled at the Nortman household. That's because it's handcrafted, real vodka, real tequila cocktails, and it has everything I want to keep that guilt low. I love eating healthy. I love working out. I'm not willing to sacrifice that to be able to have a good time, and that's why Carbless has all the answers I'm looking for. No carbs, no sugar, no gluten, 100 calories per can, and less carbonation, giving me less bloat. I feel great drinking it. I feel great after drinking it. There's less guilt across the board in the whole process of being able to enjoy it, and it doesn't stop there. They are not short on flavor. The flavor will knock your socks off, whether it be the fruit flavors like raspberry, cranberry, pineapple, and lemon lime, or the classic cocktails. I just got another package of it at our local grocery store with the Paloma, the strawberry margarita, mojito, and Moscow Mule. I'm always sipping my Carbliss, and I want you to experience your Carbliss, and I want you to understand why Liss is more. Find them online and at retailers near you.
Now, it's funny that Brad mentioned he's been, going through them a little quicker. I'm going to put that as a direct correlation to the stress levels that I put on Brad. 800-990-3776. More Kyle Brust-Nortman live from the Italian Community Center, getting ready for the Big Red Rally. Luke Fickell, Badger recruits, a ton to happen later tonight. We will be here till 5 o'clock.
This is Kyle Brust-Nortman, KBN.
You throw hands?
Do I throw hands?
With T.O.
Will I?
No,
I throw hands with Andre the Giant, man.
I love you, Lou. That's Lewis from the north side. The north side always knows.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Breaking NBA trade deadline news on 94.5 ESPN. The Bucs are trading for Patrick Beverly. React to the news right here. 94.5 ESPN.
At Target, our aisles tell stories of everyday Black joy. The same joy that can be found in our new Black History Month collection. Like feeling empowered with the teas and mugs from Legendary Roots. or seeing the beauty of Black culture through the art of Winnie Weston. Bring more Black joy to your day with an affordable collection that embraces it. Available now at Target.com/Black Beyond Measure.
KFC's new Smashed Potato Bowl is out here looking like an absolute snack. For just $3.49, you get crispy secret recipe fries topped with creamy mashed potatoes, cheese sauce, bacon crumbles, and even more melty cheese. If you're looking to smash your hunger, grab KFC's new Smashed Potato Bowl for just $3.49. And for a little extra, add nuggets to the mix. It's finger-licking good. Prices and participation may vary. Tax, tip, and fees extra.
Disney on Ice invites you to join the daring adventures of your favorite Disney friends. Explore the world of Frozen. Be part of Encanto with Mirabel, Bruno, and the Familia Madrigal. Be inspired by Moana's courage to make her dreams come true. At Disney on Ice presents Find Your Hero. Playing the Fiserv Forum February 15th through 19th. Tickets on sale now. For show details, visit DisneyOnIce.com.
UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org. Here's Ashton Rotman with the UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week is Homestead's Tim Franks. The 6'5" senior was recently named as one of 6 finalists for Wisconsin's Mr. Basketball Award, and rightfully so. A prolific three-point shooter this season, Franks has connected on 51% of his shots from beyond the arc. Not to be forgotten, Franks has also dropped 30 points or more in 7 games this season. Despite a loss against Pewaukee over the weekend, entering this week, Franks and his Homestead squad are 13-1 in the North Shore Conference, good for first place. Tim Franks will continue his basketball career next at the University of St. Thomas in Minnesota, where he'll play Division I ball. Congratulations to Tim Franks, this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because our home policies help protect your dreams and come with peace of mind. Save up to 25% by bundling home, auto, and life. American Family Insurance. Get a quote, find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Discounts may not apply to all coverages on an auto or home policy. Discounts do not apply to life insurance policies. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating companies, American Family Life Insurance Company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Do you love winning? This February, head to Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee and fall head over heels with the Love It or Leave It $400,000 game show. Thursday nights, you could play the Love It or Leave It game show where you can love your prize or leave it for another. Play with your club card to earn drawing entries. Top prize is $10,000 in cash. It's time for Love It or Leave It. Only at Potawatomi. Learn more at PaceBig.com. Must be 21 years old and a club member to play.
Hey, this is Jen Latta from Jen, Gabe, and Chewy. One of the best decisions I made recently was getting an infrared sauna from Good Health Saunas. They're a local business that's been around for 2 decades, based right in Appleton and Waukesha. Good Health Saunas are easy to install, cost as little as 25 cents a day, and include a true lifetime warranty. Even firefighters all across the country trust Good Health Saunas for sweating smoke out of their skin after fighting fire. Learn more at goodhealthsaunas.com. That's goodhealthsaunas.com.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Robin Lopez chimes in on Twitter X as he was traded to the Sacramento Kings with cash. He's bringing the briefcase, as Brad Nortman says. And I agree. They need to change the cash thing because this isn't a world of cash. It also is cool, like, if they are giving them, like, $500,000, like, you should have to give them, like, that in bills.
Is that an embarrassing way to be traded? Like, what if like, the show traded me to, like, a different show, and we had to give the other show money? Be like, take Brad and take money.
You got to pay for his contract. What did we get back?
They're just going to get a buyout player on the market. Like the way they've bought Goran Dragic or something. So that's my point. They didn't do enough.
So what did the Bucks get in return?
The opportunity to have a roster
but you got to send the Bucks something.
Not necessarily. You
can't just ship a player.
Addition by subtraction.
Send us a signed football by Brad Nortman and basketball from Ben Brust from today's great Big Red Rally, and that'll be enough.
That honestly would be, as long as they can sign somebody off the buyout market. Kyle Brust and Nortman live from the Italian Community Center, getting you ready for the Big Red Rally tonight, where Luke Fickell, Badgers recruits will all be in appearance. So make sure you find your way down here. It's going to be a great time. But I do think this is interesting because I look at the numbers that Patrick Beverly has wore over the time in his career. He's worn 21 with the Clippers, which he played with Doc Rivers there, I believe. 21 with the Lakers. If he asked for 21 with the Milwaukee Bucks, would you grant it to him? That is Drew Holiday, a man who was actually traded for that helped them win a championship.
What's he wearing now?
Double deuce, I believe.
Double deuce. I would nudge him. To be like, you know what? It's still a little fresh with Drew. We want you to have your own identity here, Pat. And I would do that. I would try to reverse psychology him. Like, you want to be your own man, don't you?
He's like, I want 21. I'm 21.
Yeah, but we want you to have your own identity.
I'm 21. I'm just being my best.
I know, yeah, that's pretty good. Make it even closer as I say it.
I said I want 21.
He's going press.
He pressed Dame Lillard at New Year's Eve. Actually, let's hear that again. Patrick Beverly on the Pat Bev podcast didn't know who was on the Bucks roster, so he FaceTimed somebody that he did know on the Bucks roster in Malik Beasley. This was his emergency pod from his couch.
Hey, Doc, go let me do my thing over there.
I know.
Hey, so who else on the team?
That you with?
No. It's Dame, Giannis,
KB,
Brook Lopez, Bobby, you, Jay Crowder.
Yeah.
Okay, nah, that's my man.
From New Year's.
What was New Year's?
Remember when we saw Dame?
Oh yeah, I pressed Dame. Yeah. No, I gotta get my relationship right with Dame. Gotta get my relationship right with Dame, man. Time with a championship, man.
That Patrick Beverly on the Pat Bev.
He got to get his relationship right. I like that.
Do we love that he laughed, though? That brought him to laughter. I pressed on Dame, and I got to get it right, and he's laughing. If there's actual beef there, if I was Dame, I'd be like, what the heck is wrong with this guy?
Pat Bev is an interesting dude. I don't know what he was doing, but he definitely is an interesting dude with that.
Weed is tight.
I ain't saying all that.
I didn't say it.
I'm just
it's day off in the NBA.
I got some friends that I've been in a scenario where somebody laughed like that and talk like that, and it reminds me of some people where I've been around, and definitely they would agree.
Weed is tight.
They would agree.
Do you think the Bucks players are excited to have Pat Beverly?
Hell yeah!
That's because you're Kyle.
No, the Bucks players are excited about having Pat Beverly.
Or do you think they're like, oh man, here we go?
No, it's neither. It's all right. We got
whatever.
His boy Malik Beasley is excited to have him on the team.
When you trade for Dame, you go, oh yeah,
let's go.
We got Dame. They're not like, hey, Patrick Beverly, let's go. We love the guy who won a play-in game in Minnesota and acted like they won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
This is the guy we want, baby.
I guarantee
we're a world championship team. Let's bring the loser in.
I promise you, Thanasis said, hey, Yanni, you see? And he was like, oh, we got Pat Bev. Oh, okay. Oh, can we get rid of Cam? Oh, we good. We good. I guarantee
because that's how Giannis's interviews have really been in post-game.
I said talking to his brother Thanasis. I'm telling you, the Bucks organization, the players are happy about getting Pat Bev because they needed something else and they needed, this added boost, and Pat Bev can give you that for the rest of the season.
Derek in Lake Geneva, 800-990-3776. Lake Geneva is going to do a great job of giving people more fun than Patrick Beverly will for this season.
Yeah, boys, I think I'm more interested in getting one of those signed footballs or one of those basketballs than paying to go see Pat Beverly in this lineup. This is blah, blah, blah. It's rearranging deck chairs on the Titanic. I don't think anybody's impressed with this. I would have been more impressed if we would have went back and got PJ, a real dog, to man the floor. I mean, just look at the Bucks when they get off the bus. They don't intimidate nobody. All the guys are too old. If Chris Middleton actually would start playing the way he's been paid to play, we might have a little better chance. I understand it's due to health, but This is much ado about nothing, guys. Enjoy your week.
It's because of what you said, Derek. It's old. They're just old. They're just too old. And that's my second time using that this week, I think. But he mentioned Chris Middleton. It's due to health. He mentioned P.J. Tucker. He's old, too, and he's not what he was when
PJ is on, what's that, AARP?
Yeah, he's getting flyers in the mail right now.
Well, and that's what's hard, right? Because experience benefits you in the NBA playoffs. But if you get too old, you run out of steam. It's a long playoff. So, I mean, they're going to have to hope that they're healthy as can be because they'll need full strength to beat the Celtics.
And by the way, there's on the Twitter poll, right? Kyle's saying it's an emphatic yes that the Bucks got better. It's not an emphatic yes. If you want to say yes, you can say yes, but it's not an emphatic yes.
I think it's a yes.
Emphatic
is maybe
emphatic is lit up phone lines, people going nuts. Like everyone you talk to, like even your mom who didn't know who Don Mikowski is, she probably knew Dame was traded. She ain't gonna know Patrick Beverly was traded.
Question: who did they trade to get Pat Bev?
Campaign.
Campaign. Do you know who Campaign is?
You know, and honestly, when I saw the trade, I saw somebody actually say like, "Oh, it's kind of a bummer that you're trading Campaign in an election year." Get it? That's like pretty. I was like, that's pretty good. That's all I know Campaign for.
And that's my whole point is that more people know Pat Bev, and Pat
Who cares about knowing?
No, but Pat Bev is going to be a positive. Again, I'm not saying this is an incredible trade, but I'm saying the Bucks got better from this trade. So did you get a better player? Yes. That's why. Was it a good trade?
Are you satisfied with what they've done?
Am I satisfied with what they did? They did all they could. They gave
all they could.
They have many assets, honestly.
They have zero assets. They traded all their assets.
They wanted to trade Bobby, and it wasn't enough for teams. Again, there is assets, but they are old assets, and that is not a good asset sometimes in the NBA.
You know what? When my Bucks is hoisting that Larry O'Brien trophy, you not allowed to be there.
I'm okay with that.
You need to stay on the sidelines.
Sounds good. I'll be on the sidelines, with them in Cancun. 800-990-3776. That's the number because over-under is coming up next. So let's get caller 6 and caller 9. This is where, when things get contentious between us, we have to see if we can be like Pat Bev and Dame Lillard and come together as a crew. KBN here, Kyle, Brust, and Nortman. We're going to be together.
We were good without you last
week. We got it last week.
We may not need you.
Ain't no thing.
That's fine. That's fine.
We'll let you sit to the side.
I'll just set it up, and you guys do the whole thing.
All right, cool.
I hope you struggle. 800-990-3776. Your chance to win a $50 gift card. Again, a $50 gift card. Caller 6, caller 9, caller 6. You're going to get a category from Chris Larson. There's going to be an over-under. You get to select over or under. Caller 9, you're stuck on the other side. Like I mentioned, we team up, get 10 guesses, get as many as right as possible. And if we hit that over or under based off your pick, you may win that $50 gift card. 800-990-3776 coming up next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
Craig Counsell bobblehead that was given away, and we, just did a nice, soliloquy. Is that the right word?
Yeah, like a montage.
Like a Virgil.
Vigil.
A vigil. We did a vigil.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Breaking NBA trade deadline news on 94.5 ESPN. The Bucks are trading for Patrick Beverly. React to the news right here. 94.5 ESPN. Football guy.
What the hell happened to Bucky on your hat?
Football guy.
A lot of wear and tear for old B.
Coming at it from different views.
I'm just saying he's well worn. I mean, his face is missing. Okay, well, it's probably time for me to freshen that up. Bucky wants to flip you off right now.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Hey, it's Gary Olson here for Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center. Looking for that midday escape? Or maybe you want to impress a client? No matter the season, rain, snow, or shine, Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center is open for you. A top-tech, cutting-edge golf experience that gives you the chance to play legendary courses. Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center simulators, entertainment, and best Bloody Marys make it feel like summer all year round. Just $35 an hour gets you a round and puts that summer feel back in your life. Book your bay at WisconsinIndoorGolfCenter.com.
Sharon needed legal help. She needed Gruber Law Offices.
When I think about Gruber Law Office, I think about how they took care of me, how they make sure that you get what you're supposed to get. Gruber Law Office. One call, that's all. I will always trust one call, that's all.
Injured? Call Gruber Law Offices today. One call, that's all.
They are the best. I'm very happy.
They say love is a universal language. Well, that's definitely true if you're talking about bacon. I mean, who doesn't love bacon? Forget the chocolates. Give the gift of bacon. It's everyone's love language. And you're going to love it that our bacon's on sale right now. With quick hot savings, we're taking bacon down to $2.49 a 12-ounce pack. Limit 2. Savings on bacon? Whoa, that's 2 love languages at once. And we're multilingual like that. Quick Trip. We're saving your bacon.
Play along during the football season finale with Underdog Fantasy. It's a super easy to use pick'em game, and all you do is pick between 2 to 5 players and select higher or lower on those players' stats. And if those picks hit, you win. With Underdog Fantasy, you can win up to 100 times your money in a single night. That's right, 100 times your money. Underdog Fantasy is legal in Wisconsin, and it has made my game watching experience all the more fun. The sign-up process was so smooth and so easy for me, and you can sign up today by using promo code KBN right now. Download their mobile app or visit UnderdogFantasy.com, and your first deposit will be matched up to $100 using the promo code KBN. Plus, Underdog Fantasy gives you a special pick of higher than 0.5 yards to use on your very first pick'em entry. Sign up today. Must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Are you tired of looking at a dirty, dusty, and cracked garage and looking for a fresh new look? Hi, this is ESPN Milwaukee's Jen Latta, and I'm here to tell you about Floor Shield by Showtime Floors. Using a state-of-the-art coating 4 times stronger than traditional epoxy, it's tough enough to be used in military bases and airports. Floor Shield is certified as an anti-slip floor and also eco-friendly, all while being UV stable, and my favorite part, easy to clean. This makes it perfect for outdoor spaces, just like your patio. Check it out at ShowtimeFloors.com and work with a specialist to transform your space in as little as 1 day.
Finding the special healthcare resources families need just got easier. Wisconsin Wayfinder Children's Resource Network helps kids with delays, disabilities, special healthcare needs, and mental health conditions. Call toll-free 877-947-2929. Ask questions. Get answers. Connect today toll-free 877-947-2929. Sponsored by the Wisconsin Department of Health Services.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Let's go to the beach, eat, let's go get a wave. They say what they gonna say. Have a drink, clink, down the Bud Light. Bad like me, it's hard to come by. The Patron, let's go get it down. The sound, yes, I'm in the zone. Is it 2, 3? Leave a good tip. I'ma blow all of my money.
Our mic's up. 800-990-3776. Our mics are up. We're live from the Big Red Rally at the Milwaukee Alumni Chapter event here at the Italian Community Center. And make sure you come for the 6:38 dinner and program. There's still space available. Luke Fickle will be here, plus other Badgers recruits. It's going to be a great event. It was here last year, almost to the 50th anniversary. So what I will say is it's time to play over-under.
Will the guys hit the over or will they disappoint? It's time for Over Under on Kyle Bruston Nortman.
It is Over Under where Kyle Bruston Nortman team up together. We get 10 guesses to get as many right answers as possible. And so we have Justin and Cudahy, who is number 6 on the phone lines. He's got the over, so he believes in us. We got to deliver for Justin. Chef Ed, who we love, is on the under. Not by choice, so I won't hate on him. But, Chris, what is our category and what is our over-under?
Today's category is, with the big game on Sunday, the most recent 10 different Super Bowl MVPs, because there's been players recently that have won it more than once. So the 10 different recent Super Bowl MVPs, and the over-under is set at 6.5.
All right, boys. All right, Brad, you better be able to help on a couple of these.
Yeah.
So let's go. You guys good to go?
Yeah.
All right, in 3, 2, 1.
Let's knock out
Malcolm Butler.
Brad.
Wasn't he Super Bowl MVP? Didn't he win that?
For the interception?
Yeah. Did he not win
I
it?
think he. Well, I know
Why
Brady.
don't
I
you
know
start
Brady.
with the easy
yeah,
ones?
Brady
Tom
for
Brady,
sure.
final answer.
Well, I'm just trying to throw the good ones out there. Pat Mahomes.
Tom Brady, Super Bowl MVP of Super Bowl 49, 51, and 55.
Might as well just get number 50 with Von Miller out of the way.
Von Miller, final answer.
Yes, I
Poor
remember
Brad
clearly.
didn't
Super
like
Bowl
that
50,
one.
Von Miller of the Denver Broncos.
Patrick Mahomes, final.
Yeah.
Patrick Mahomes, Super Bowl MVP of Super Bowl 54 and 57.
Who was
Aaron
it with the
Rodgers.
Rams? When
Aaron
the
Rodgers
Rams
beat
won?
final, right?
Who was with the Rams?
Yeah. Who was MVP for that
It
game?
might have been Stafford.
Stafford, probably.
I would think so.
But Aaron Rodgers in the last 10 years as well.
Different ones. Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers.
Rodgers, final.
Yeah.
Aaron Rodgers, MVP of Super Bowl 45.
I like
2 minutes.
when Seattle won it.
It wasn't Marshawn, because Marshawn, and was it Russell?
I don't
No,
think it was
I don't
Russell.
think
Was
Russ
it a
was cooking
receiver?
like that. All right, let's write down a couple. So we have Russ,
Okay, how about
Malcolm,
Did Nick Foles win it when Philly won?
Big Richard, Nick. Final answer.
Oh, my gosh.
Nick Foles, the MVP of Super Bowl 52.
Okay. So we've got Stafford and Malcolm Butler as possibilities.
I like Stafford. Let's go Stafford final. Who won it?
So that had, wait, what you asked him who won
I mean,
it?
we aren't going to get. Oh, I guess we
Well,
could still guess
yeah.
something
Yes,
here.
yeah.
Okay, so we have Malcolm Butler. Who?
Cooper Kupp, maybe?
I don't remember.
I honestly don't remember that
It was
game.
such a terrible game.
Okay, how about think about their Super Bowls.
Chiefs, Niners,
Buccaneers. Who? What about? Oh, was that Brady again?
1 minute.
Who won it in the horrible Rams-Patriots win? It couldn't have been Brady.
You mean Eagles Patriots?
No, I'm talking Patriots, Rams, Jared Goff year.
Oh. I don't know.
Are you, Kyle? You're silent.
Do you want to try?
Who do you got?
I just got Malcolm Butler.
That's all you got?
We said them all. I'm trying to think. It's
30
tough.
seconds.
All right, Malcolm Butler final.
Oh shoot,
Man.
Who got the
Cooper Kupp final.
Cooper Kupp,
Okay.
the MVP of Super Bowl 56.
Did we get it then?
No, we have two guesses.
What about did Julian Edelman or Gronk win it at all? For Edelman might have.
was it Edelman when he
10,
woke up?
9,
Julian Edelman final.
8, 7.
Julian Edelman,
There you
MVP
go,
of
Brad.
Super Bowl
Go. 5,
53.
4.
Second place, Brad.
3,
First place,
Hey,
Brad.
I'll take first place here. I
1.
prefer it in the Super Bowl, but hey.
Brad, you had-
Congratulations
Brad, you
to
had that
Justin and Cudahy. Wow.
Brad had
All
that
right,
one.
Chris, give us
All
the
right, so
list.
the
the
entire
buzzer.
list, the last most 10 or the 10 different recent Super Bowl MVPs. 45 was Aaron Rodgers, which you got. Super Bowl 46, Eli Manning of the New York Giants. Super Bowl 47, Joe Flacco, Baltimore Ravens.
Joe Fluco, dang it.
Super Bowl 48 was Malcolm Smith, the linebacker from Seattle. And then Brady won it for Super Bowl 49, 51, and 55. Von Miller for 50, which you got. Nick Foles, 52, which you got. 53 was Julian Edelman, which you got. And then 54 and 57 were Mahomes. And 56 was Cooper Kupp.
Wow. We should have remembered Flacco and Eli Manning.
Eli Manning is the
I
one
didn't know
that
how
we
far
missed.
back we had to go.
Well, I mean, when he said a couple of Brady's,
my
49,
math-
51,
my math
we were
don't work
close.
like that.
We were close enough, I think.
Yeah. Those Packer Super Bowls and the Eli Manning, those feel like a long time ago. I didn't even register those when I thought of 10 years.
Phil, bro, we were in our early 20s. We were in our mid 30s.
Different times,
now.
I was 18 years old. I was a freshman on campus at the University of Wisconsin.
And now
That's
this man have a whole
crazy.
child.
A whole child.
A whole child. Not a half child, not a quarter child. A whole child. Thank God. But when I celebrate victories like we do for Over Under, I celebrate with Screamin' Sicilian Pizza. We are at the Italian Community Center. There's some Italian talk about. That's Screamin' Sicilian Pizza, baby. And I've loved it from the beginning. The tavern-style pizza, man, that cracker-type crust. You have the thin and crispy, also absolutely delicious. And the 2.5 feet of stuffed crushed cheese. Yeah, I hear Brad saying thank you because he loves the holy pepperoni. And Kyle loves the 2.5 feet of stuffed crushed cheese. And they have the whole milk mozzarella cheese here that's sourced in Wisconsin. They created a facility for more operations. You know why? Because it's such good pizza that the man decides they've created more jobs in Wisconsin. What's more at Wisconsin than Palermo's Pizza? Go to your local grocer's freezer. Get the OG Screams as well. I love the Boss Hog. It's my number one. The classic sausage is so dang good. I love that. Bessie's Revenge. The Mother of Meat. The Supremus Maximus. The Mambo Italiano. Mambo. Find your screaming pleasure and taste what all the screaming is about. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Kyle Brust-Nortman live from the Big Red Rally.
Milwaukee, brace yourselves for an electrifying experience at Couples Clash 2024. Join us on Valentine's Day from 4 to 8 p.m. at 22 Fitness Boxing Studio in Milwaukee for a no-contact fitness event like no other. Feel the adrenaline and watch as couples battle it out and support a worthy cause. All proceeds go to the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention's Out of the Darkness campaign in 2024. Mark your calendars for this unforgettable night. The Couples Clash, the ultimate showdown. Sign up today at 22fitnessboxing.com.
Timmy, everybody. Great job. Next up, we have Samantha.
10 times better performance can make a big difference. Castrol Edge Motor Oil gives your engine 10 times better high-temperature performance. Castrol Edge, better oil for maximum performance. Now through March 4th, get 5 quarts of Castrol Edge or Edge High Mileage Full Synthetic and an oil filter for $36.99, only at AutoZone.
Claim based on Sequence 3 H-test versus API SP test limits.
Progressive asks, what do a middle school slumber party?
Let's stay up all night. Yeah!
A sleep-deprived girl. An early morning paper route. And a poorly thrown rolled-up newspaper have in common?
Hey, my window!
They can become a fast-breaking news story.
Sorry, Mr. Thompson.
Bundle your home and auto with Progressive for great savings and round-the-clock protection.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Italian Community Center for the Big Red Rally. This is Kyle Brust-Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Live from the Big Red Rally, which is happening tonight at the Italian Community Center. Badger football in the middle of winter, which is a 50-degree day that is beautiful, and I think we're all happy about that. Luke Fickell is going to be here. You can still get tickets for the event. They have single spots available if you come to the Italian Community Center. And again, Fickell, you have Badger recruits, a great chance for all of you to see what is up and coming for the next football season in the city of Milwaukee tonight. Very happy to be here. Kyle Brust-Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. I'm Ben Brust alongside Patrick Beverly's number one fan, Kyle Wallace, and we have Brad Nortman, who I will give credit to helping us be the ones to win over-under for Justin in Cudahy. But moving the conversation past Patrick Beverly for a second, I do want to get to a little football talk here because not just because we're at the Big Red Rally, but, this is going to be a fun year, in my opinion, for the Badgers because I think expectations for fans were too high. And this is actually goes a little bit into the conversation of what we were talking about even mid-season with the firing of a coach of Adrian Griffin and bringing in Doc Rivers, right? There is a transitional period. And when you think about working in a business, right, if a manager is let go and your organizational structure changes, there's sometimes step backs to go forward. And not that the Badgers took a step back too far. I mean, they did go to a bowl game. They didn't win that, but it was a 7-5 regular season record. I know expectations were higher, but when you look at this team now, the college football playoff has expanded to 12 teams in the next year. The Big Ten is going to look completely different. The Green Bay Packers have Jordan Love and an up-and-coming young roster that keeps all of us energized when thinking about the future. Nothing's guaranteed. So I do want to ask 800-990-3776, which happens first? The Badgers make the college football playoff or the Green Bay Packers get to a Super Bowl?
Well, this is a fun conversation because I remember in the 2010s.
And pull that, please, Chris, if you may.
Yeah, it was sort of a glory year for Wisconsin football and Packer football, right? So there's a lot to cheer for the Badgers with a lot of success and for the Packers with some Rose Bowl appearances and some Super Bowl victory, or one Super Bowl victory, I guess. I think we're about to be on the cusp of something similar. I think that the Badger football team is growing into something special, and this Packer team has grown up right before our eyes to be a contender already. So here's when I look at the landscape of Badger football and Packer football. So the Badgers, if you go back and look, what does it take to get to be in the 12-team playoff for college football? Because starting next year, 12 teams will make the college football. Almost always, there's only one exception when Oklahoma had 2 losses and they were not in the top 12, but almost always going back like 8 years, if you are 10-2 or better, so basically 2 losses, you are in the top 12. So that's the goal for the Wisconsin Badgers. If you get a 10-2 record, you are in the college football playoff. You're top 12. I don't see that happening next year. I don't see that happening the year after. Here's why. I think the team's going to get marketably better.
We're at the big red rally.
Hold on.
Should we get this guy off the air?
Wait, hold on. I'm a Badger player myself.
Yeah. Fraudulent, Brad.
I think the team is going to get significantly better over 2024 and 2025. The schedule is insanely hard to only lose 2 games. It's insanely hard to only lose 2 games. I think 2026 and 2027 are the years that Badger fans should be circling to, where Luke Fickell's recruits and development and schemes totally mature, and it's a year where the schedule is a bit more moderate. I think 2026, 2027, both years, Badgers make the college football playoff. And I actually think the Packers go to the Super Bowl in 2025. Ooh. I think that not next year, but the year after, Jordan Love's 3rd year, on par with Brett Favre and Aaron Rodgers, that this team is in a position where it doesn't have to pay its guys so much yet, that they can still be flexible, they can add pieces, and they're not cap-strapped, but yet the maturity has allowed this team to be an elite football team. The Green Bay Packers make the Super Bowl in 2025. The Badger football team makes the college football playoff in 2026 and 2027. So I say it's the Green Bay Packers.
Now, those are 2 very bullish answers. Now, the question is what happens first. You're basically saying both are going to happen.
Basically,
one's
calling
just
my
going to
shot.
happen quicker than the other in terms of the Super Bowl appearance for the Green Bay Packers. Kyle?
Yeah, Brad's rational. But here's the first thing. This is the Big Red rally. You can't disrespect Big Red, okay? Big Red may make it next year. We going to see. But I will say this. It's going to be the Packers. It's easily the Packers. The Green Bay Packers are loaded. You say, oh, my gosh, the Packers were a bad field goal kicker away from going to the NFC Championship, and then many Packers fans felt like the game we played against the 49ers was like an NFC Championship game because they thought it would be a cakewalk against the Detroit Lions. This Packers team is not a knock to the Badgers, because I agree with Brad. The Badgers they're trending in the right direction as a football program. I like what I'm seeing from the Wisconsin Badgers. But the Green Bay Packers showed me something the Badgers didn't show me this year. The Green Bay Packers showed some resilience to
talk to your cousin about that.
Well, he left, so I talked to him somewhere else.
I'm shocked you're wearing your cousin's sweatshirt at the Big Red Rallies. He's no longer a Wisconsin Badger.
Yeah, that's a bold move, actually, Kyle.
What do you mean? The boy went there for years, and that's the Big Red.
Did he graduate with a degree?
Just about. He's about 6 credits short, but we'll figure it out. We'll figure it all out. But anyways, as I was saying before, the Badgers didn't do something that the Packers did. When the Badgers were down in the dumps last year, they did find a way to win some football games, but they didn't make it to the level that we wish they would have. The Green Bay Packers were down in the dumps like no other team we see in Wisconsin last year. They were 2-5, and they were able to not only get from being 2-5, but they're able to make the playoffs. And not only did they make the playoffs, they had an impressive butt whooping that they gave to the Dallas Cowboys down in Dallas in the wild card round. So for me, the Green Bay Packers are definitely closer, and the Green Bay Packers they will be the first one out of the Badgers and the backers to reach something that we want them to reach, which one is the playoff and the other is the Super Bowl, and the Packers will be in the Super Bowl. And Brad said 2025. Don't skip over 2024 now.
I don't see it happening next year.
800-990-3776 on Twitter at KBN ESPN. Which happens first? The Badgers make the college football playoff or the Packers make the Super Bowl? And I think we're getting a little ahead of our skis. I'm as bullish as anyone on Jordan Love. But that being said, we're talking about a new defensive coordinator, a new defensive scheme. You have to get the right personnel in that defense. And the defense has been something that hasn't been a top 10 defense that could help propel the Packers to that Super Bowl. When was the last time the Packers were in the Super Bowl? We just talked about it. We were in college. I was 18 years old. You guys were 20 years old, I think, at that time. It has been that long with a Hall of Famer who won 4 MVPs. Now, we could talk about a lot of things that didn't go right, Seattle, roster building, etc. But when it comes to the expansion of the college football playoff, I'm just talking about making the playoff or the Super Bowl. The odds for the Packers to go to the Super Bowl is just going to be so much harder because you have a full season for the Badgers to have mess ups. When you get in the playoffs, you have to be perfect. There's only one number one bye. There is only one number one seed that gets a bye. Otherwise, you're going wild card, divisional round, NFC championship game. You got to win 3 games to get to that Super Bowl, and it is so hard in the NFL to continue to come back year after year after year after year. We have seen that with history. So I think we're just a little ahead of our skis and talking 2024, 2025. And I love Jordan Love. But not to mention, there is a weird stat about special teams. The Packers special teams need to get so much better, like from a consistency standpoint.
Sure do.
Because that is important as well. I'm not going to go into the depths of special teams, but they haven't even been near the top. Other than last year with Keyshawn Nixon, they've been bottom 29 in DVOA of special teams the last 10 years. That is not going to help a team get to the Super Bowl. And so until you have a true identity on defense, until you know you have the guys that can play in a 4-3, until you have a special teams coordinator that's being paid $2 million, able to figure out how to get the team to have the least amount of penalties, not the least, but not to have the most penalties on special teams, it's hard for me to sit here and say, yes, everything was a great season. I had so much fun. It was great watching this team. But how am I going to say that they're going to make a Super Bowl after one season?
Kyle
just because I talk about the Packers, you didn't let me talk about the Badgers.
Talking about this.
That's because both of you guys picked the Packers, and you don't hear other opinions other than your own dumb brain.
No. So what are you trying to say? When the Packers going to the Super Bowl? Never? Is that what you're trying to tell me? My Packers
It's most likely. I'm looking at this from an odds.
You saying that the
what
Badgers,
happens first?
So when are my Badgers going to a college football playoff?
I think even if it happens in the next 4 years, that is a better odds. That is better odds than the Green Bay Packers getting to a Super Bowl.
Jordan Love,
we haven't seen the Packers do it in 14 years, Kyle.
My goodness.
The Badgers were one possession away in the 2017 Big Ten championship game from going 13-0. Think about that.
I mean, to use Ben's rationality, if you start over the last 15 years, the amount of times that the Badgers have finished top 12
is way more than Packers actually going to the Super Bowl.
It's like a third of the time they finish in the top 12.
That they just added 4 really good football teams from the Pac-12, 10, whatever the heck it's called.
Your cousin leaves the Badgers, and all of a sudden you don't have belief.
I have belief. I believe they're going to make it. I just don't think it's going to be the next 2 years based off what the roster. It's some turnover in the roster. The football team's going to be a very good football team, but Brad said it. You need to win 10 games. Look at the schedule. You got to play the likes of Michigan. You got to play the likes of like a Washington, USC, UCLA,
Alabama
Oregon.
the next 2 years.
Think about that.
But my point is that's fine. Those are opportunities that if you win those and get 10 win 10 games with some signature wins, your opportunity to go to the college football playoff is so much easier than having to be perfect in an NFL season and get to the Super Bowl where you haven't been since 2010.
The Packers are closer. It's not even a question.
They may be closer, but it's still harder.
it's harder to get there, but getting into the top 12 in the college football playoff is not going to be as easy with these added teams and how hard
it gives them more opportunity than it does the Green Bay Packers. I look at it as more competition in the Big Ten, as a better opportunity to get signature wins and get 10 wins to be in the playoff. 12 teams. We're talking about 2 teams in the National Football League versus 12 teams where you might get 2 or 3 teams in the Big Ten in the college football playoff because of the depth of the conference. 800-990-3776. Tyrone in the north side. North side always knows.
Sir.
What do you got?
Yes, good afternoon. Thanks, guys. Thanks for taking my call. Well, and Wisconsinites and Milwaukeeans, all that's in the sound of my voice here. Well, I tell you what, you guys, you got it going on there, and you both got some admirable points. But I will say both teams are growing, gracefully, even with the exchanges and all, like I told the young man that took my call there, with the NFL, it's a running league. You're going to have to run, I think we would have beat Detroit. You're going to have to run the football, though. You're going to have to run the football. If you remember, we had Keith Jackson, Chimera. That was a 2 tight end set there. If you can get yourself, 2 good tight ends there and the running backs that you need there, and get the butter off your hands. You can't be dropping footballs now.
All right, Tyrone, real quick. Kyle's got a comment, and I love 2 tight end sets, but this ain't the 90s anymore. This is passing football.
Did you want me to hold on or what here?
Yeah.
No, I was just going to say, the way you talking, it sounds like you want the Magic Man back like everybody else.
Well, I'm 65, so I've lived through I've lived with my dad and all. I lived through the John Brockington, MacArthur Lane years, so I've seen what 2 good running backs can do, working together.
And we appreciate the phone call. 800-990-3776.
He may be on to something.
Interesting to get Jason Wilde's perspective coming up next as he covers the Packers, and I think he's going to side with me. 2 teams get to the Super Bowl. 12 teams get to the college football playoff. Even if there's more tough opponents in the Big Ten, to me that's more opportunity to add signature wins to your resume to get to the college football playoff versus having to be perfect to get to the Super Bowl. Jason Wilde joins us next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman.
So they are lucky. Those other teams, whether it's Kentucky or whether it's Oregon or was it TCU?
That was TCU.
TCU, they're lucky I didn't play in that game. You got upset by a bad team, TCU.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Southbound on 43, we have an accident. It's basically on the ramp from Brown Deer Road to southbound, so heads up with that. Left lane is blocked with that crash. Westbound 94 going to be a bit heavy from 16th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound side still looks pretty good so far between the Zoo and the Marquette. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight. Evening storms, mostly cloudy and breezy with a low of 44. Tomorrow, partly cloudy and breezy, a high of 51 with falling temperatures later on. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Play Whistling Straits and other Pro Tour courses, whatever the weather is, in one of their 12 state-of-the-art simulators.
Are you ready to step into a new realm of fitness? Introducing 22 Fitness, Milwaukee's premier fitness boxing studio. Head to 22 Fitness Boxing on February 14th from 2 to 8 p.m. for an open house and also see our very own Kyle Bruston Nortman broadcasting live. Experience the adrenaline-pumping atmosphere of 22 Fitness firsthand and spice up your Valentine's Day with Couples Clash, a friendly head-to-head couples battle. Make it a date on February 14th at 22 Fitness Boxing on Howard Avenue in Milwaukee. Find out more at 22fitnessboxing.com.
Woo! I am thirsty today. Definitely going to need a cold one. There's the one.
This week, Ben's chatting with Leo from Abita Brewing. Leo's telling us all about the Abita Mardi Gras Bock and what makes it the go-to beer for Mardi Gras season.
So this year we're coming back with our Abita Mardi Gras Bock. It's a traditional German Bock beer. It's dark beer, caramel in color. 6.5% ABV. It's a great beer to have, especially in the winters. Up there where you guys in Wisconsin, we come out with it once a year. We make a certain amount, and then when it's done, it's done. We've already got it shipped up to you guys, so we're waiting to get it out to the market as soon as we can, and it's a great beer to celebrate the Mardi Gras season.
Get stocked up now with the Abita Mardi Gras Bock. Find all of Abita's beers at your local retailer today, and as Ben always says, keep that fridge stocked.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace for Universal Windows Direct. Do not suffer through one more winter in a cold and drafty home. Call my guys at Universal Windows Direct. Super Spacer technology helps keep the edge of the glass warmer, holds the window sill longer, and makes the window last up to 5 times longer than other window systems. Call 414-410-2000 to schedule your free in-home estimate today, and for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free. Plus, a free upgrade to triple pane glass. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Don't put your life on hold to earn a degree. Lakeland University has a long history of making students' dreams come true. Since 1862, build a schedule that meets your needs with options for 7- and 12-week courses, evening classes, and the ability to join classes remotely. Lakeland University is Wisconsin's leader in evening and online education. They have a main campus in Sheboygan County and 6 centers throughout the whole state. Lakeland University, affordable, quality, flexible. Find out your next steps at info.lakeland.edu.
Disney on Ice invites you to join the daring adventures of your favorite Disney friends. Explore the world of Frozen. Be part of Encanto with Mirabel, Bruno, and the Familia Madrigal. Be inspired by Moana's courage to make her dreams come true. At Disney on Ice presents Find Your Hero. Playing the Fiserv Forum February 15th through 19th. Tickets on sale now. For show details, visit DisneyOnIce.com.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
So tell me now, do you want it? 'Cause these dancing feet don't cry to the rhythm they cry for you.
Kyle Brust and Nortman live from the Big Red Rally at the Italian Community Center. Luke Fickell and others to be in the house tonight. We're Kyle Brust and Nortman. I'm Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace, Packer backer, Bucks backer. And second place Brad is first place Brad today as he helped us win over under. So I will relinquish second place Brad today. But joining us now, as he does every Thursday, is Jason Wilde of Wilde and Tausch, who had an opportunity to speak to Luke Fickell, I believe, yesterday on Wilde and Tausch. I have dad brain, so every day feels like longer than it is, Jason. I think it was yesterday, correct?
Well, I like to say that Luke Fickell had the opportunity to talk to Tausch and me. But yes, that was yesterday.
Powerful. Jason, on our Twitter at KBN ESPN, which happens first? The Badgers make the college football playoff or the Packers make the Super Bowl? I make the argument, even though I'm losing 15 to 85 on the poll, that because there are 12 teams this year and moving forward in the college football playoff, despite more quality opponents in the Big Ten, I look at that as more opportunity. You have to be a near perfect to get to the Super Bowl. 2 teams versus 12 teams. Which do you think is more likely to happen first?
Well, yeah, I'm no mathematician, but I think 12 spots as opposed to 2 spots. I mean, I think you can do them. Even you, Ben, can do the math. By the way, will you guys let me know how the citrus lime chicken is tonight? Are you guys all staying for dinner?
I am going to say yes for sure. It's delicious.
Kyle stays for food. He's a muncher.
Can't turn it down.
I love my Big Red and I love food, so it's a perfect match made in heaven.
I think free food is what you're going to say.
Well, I saw the menu and I was intrigued. I love a good citrus flavor and I love chicken. So let me know how that is. Also, let me know what the dessert is because it didn't say on the menu on UWalumni.com. Look, I don't know if either one of them are going to get to the Super Bowl or the college football playoff in the next 5 years. It seems to me
that's fair. Thank you. I mean, everyone's making me sound like I'm a crazy person.
Come on, Jason.
Yeah. Well, you do have dad brain, as you mentioned. I don't have that anymore, even though I'm still a dad because they're actually grown, and now my challenges are getting them to all their activities. Look, the fact of the matter is both are hard. It would appear that the Packers, in their quote-unquote rebuilding process, which they won't admit they did because they made the playoffs, and so they can claim, well, no, we were never rebuilding. Yeah, you were. If you look at your roster, you definitely were. But it would appear the Packers are a little further along, right? We can all agree on that. And if that's the case, they're a little bit closer. But as you pointed out, Ben, 12 spots versus 2 spots. Do I think the Packers are going to be in the final 12 next season? I do. I think they're going to make the playoffs again. I think they're probably going to win a game
Top
again.
14.
if they stay healthy. I know Kyle and Craig Karmazin and I were talking about this when I came into Sunday Karma the other day. Look, I think it's a process, but I think their Super Bowl window is legitimately open, and I think they have a legitimate chance in the NFC to be the team that makes the Super Bowl next year. Do I think they will? I certainly wouldn't put money on it because I'm not a betting man, but my point is that it would seem if you're going to have to make me choose one, I would pick the Packers. But I really want to see, and I really enjoyed our conversation with Luke. I don't obviously know him as well as Tausch does, but I thought we had a really good time and got some really good information, but also had some fun while we were doing it. And so but I don't know how, I know he's a good coach, but how quickly in today's college football landscape can a good coach get a program to where it's one of the final 12 in the playoff? I don't know. Like last year, wouldn't we agree that they lost games that we didn't think they were going to lose, right? And I don't still know what their team is, right? I mean, they've got a quarterback now, and this is what I don't like. And I
say the same about the Packers, though, other than the late run.
Well, that's true, but I think we have a better idea of what Jordan Love is than the idea of the Badgers quarterback, whose name I'm not even remembering.
Tyler Van Dyke
right now. Van Dyke. I knew it was Van something. I was going to say Van Helsing, and I knew that wasn't right. My point is that they don't even know what their team looks like right now, and I don't like the college football landscape now. I want to see a specific transfer portal window. I want to see a salary cap. I want to see some sort of governing body, whether it's the NCAA or whatever the SEC and the Big Ten are going to come up with together as they huddle here. I want something that's going to truly enforce rules so the playing field is level. Because if you support athletes getting a slice of the pie, which I certainly do, we have to treat it like the NFL now. And there have to be rules. And you can't pay players under the table, just like – I mean, I'll give you an example from my time covering the NFL where I got the Packers in trouble.
Uh-oh.
So, yeah, it's a pretty good one, actually. No, this is very different. And you didn't get the Packers in trouble. You got yourself in trouble. But so they were doing this thing with drops, where if you dropped the pass, you had to give every other guy in the wide receiver room a gift card. I think they were doing Best Buy gift cards. And I wrote a story about it because James Jones, who was a great guy to cover and remains a great guy now, even though I don't cover him, told me about it. And so I wrote a really fun story. I went to Best Buy and talked to the guy that was doling out the gift cards. It was really fun, right? I also got the defensive line in trouble once because they would eat Kentucky Fried Chicken every Wednesday. And so I did a story on how they were bonding over chicken. And I went to the Kentucky Fried Chicken location on Oneida Street and asked about how much chicken they were ordering and how much the bill was and stuff. And then the team nutritionist got after them. And then the team nutritionist broke up their chicken party because it wasn't healthy enough. That was So I got in trouble for that, which I don't understand because you're in the building. You didn't know they were eating chicken? But the gift card thing was the gift card thing because if they won a game without any drops, I want to say it was Luke Getsy was the wide receivers coach at the time maybe. But if they won a game without any drops, the wide receivers coach would give them all gift cards. So they would all get, I don't know, $50 gift cards to Best Buy. Well, guess what that is? It's a violation of the salary cap, right? And so what I'm saying is that I don't know what to predict with college football until I know what the hell the rules are. And I don't think anybody knows the rules right now, and I don't know when we will. But I hope we get there soon because I would like to see the Badgers in the Final 12, and I would like to see it be a level playing field as opposed to what we have now where guys are leaving Power 5 conference head coaching jobs to go become defensive coordinators in the NFL.
Talking with Jason Wilde live from the Big Red Rally, which will be starting tonight. Couple walk-in spots available. Make sure you come in and check it out. I think there's about 10 individual spots available if you want to see Luke Fickell. Hear from him tonight at the Italian Community Center. Kyle Bruston-Norton talking with Jason Wilde of Wilde & Tausch.
Yeah, Jason, speaking about roster building and being competitive, I made the argument yesterday that upon reflection, I'm actually really okay with the way the Packers go about building their roster, not being a free agent-centric franchise. I'm very okay with them not being splashy in free agency. What side of the fence do you land on? Do you think that they should be making more of a splash and going for it more with free agency, or are you okay with the way that their roster develops, even if that means missing out on free agents?
Yeah, I think they need to dip into the transfer portal. Apparently that's where you get all the good players. Look, I've always believed in that, going back to Ted. I think, I will say this. I think people have gotten a complete misapprehension about how aggressive Goody is, and I think finally now we have gotten a little bit better understanding that he's basically Ted 2.0. He ain't Ron Wolf. I mean, we were kind of all thrown off. His first year as GM was 2018. When McCarthy didn't finish the season and they missed the playoffs. After that, he obviously had that 4 free agent spending spree where he got Zadarius Smith, Preston Smith, Adrian Amos, and Billy Turner. And everybody decided, oh, my God, this guy's a crazy, wild spender. Woo! And then what has he done since? Right? I mean, he got most of the guys
Sammy
that
Watkins.
he's gotten. Yeah, that worked out well, and he cost next to nothing, right? You look at Devondre Campbell, who they paid subsequently, which I argued they shouldn't, by the way, because I thought he had caught lightning in a bottle, and it would appear
and that might hurt him
him
if they get rid of him, right?
Now they're in a position where there's going to be, if they do move on from him, the cap hit will be higher than it would be a year from now when you would actually save money if you moved on from him. But yes, so my point is that he has not been wild and crazy spender guy. He did that his first free agency run after getting the job and after being on the job for a year. He hasn't done it since. I mean, Rasul Douglas he picked up off the practice squad of the Arizona Cardinals, and it was a brilliant pickup. They picked up Bo Melton off of the Seahawks practice squad at the end of the 2022 season, and we saw what he did to emerge this season as a viable wide receiver. So I'm not downgrading his savviness of getting players. I'm saying he doesn't spend big. Now, do you think that maybe this year he goes out, he moves on from Devondre Campbell, and he signs Patrick Queen, who they might have wanted to draft had they not taken Jordan Love, which, hey, as we sit here right now, picking Jordan Love was a better pick than picking Patrick Queen, right? Especially if the Ravens are willing to not re-sign him. That I always ask myself, why would a team not want to re-sign this guy? Unless they're Brad Nortman and a great punter and they just are stupid and they make the mistake of not bringing him back. Well, generally speaking, there's a reason for that. So I'm eager to see what they do. They do have the ability, even though they're up against the cap currently, they have enough contracts that they can move around, that they can actually be in spending mode if they so choose. I just don't know if they will or won't be.
Yeah, I think they have to spend. But, Jason, all right, so this is going back to yesterday.
They have to spend. You can't drop a line like that and then segue into,
Jason, it's Kyle.
But I want to ask this question. What is that?
They
have to spend.
Well, based off what Goody said.
Spend?
Well, based on, there's some holes, and then
Where?
I think at the safety.
Where do they have to spend?
At the safety position, I believe they do have to spend at the safety position. Jason, do you have to agree with that one as well? And then if they're going to move to this 4-3
or they can
hybrid,
draft the safety position.
Okay, all right. I know Jonathan Owens, Rudy Ford. I know they're both free agents as well, and Darnell Savage. So there's going to have to be something done at that safety position moving forward. And I think this will be a great
players will have to be
time.
acquired. Yes,
a great
don't have
time
to be free.
They
agents.
signed Jonathan Owens for you last year.
Hey,
for next to nothing. Yeah, they got and they got Simone Biles for free.
They sure did.
Thrown in with the deal.
She's better than Taylor Swift. But Jason, yesterday, we all got kind of dragged on social media about
Who's
our take.
we all? It was you.
Our take on the Packers past. Can you just tell me the top 4 quarterbacks in Packers history?
Wait a minute. What the heck? What did you do?
So basically,
I
he
don't-
he
I spent very little
discounted Don
time.
Mikowski.
I didn't want to.
He doesn't appreciate 1989. What that meant for Packer fans.
And I wanted to kind of see who we had as his top 4 quarterbacks before we just threw Don Mikowski out there. But yes, Jason, people dragged this because I said the Packers organization was a putt-putt, was a hoopty before Brett Favre took over. And I mean, like after Lombardi left and all that.
Thank you, Jason.
Jason, I know the Magic Man had a good year, but the Magic Man wasn't the next great QB in Green Bay, was he?
I would have liked to have seen what he would have done had he stayed healthy and they had not acquired Brett Favre, because I do think the former Virginia Cavalier was a talented cat who had some ability, but he struggled to stay healthy. And the correct answers now, Cecil Isbell is like Old Testament, as Homer would call it. So he's like even before he's even before the Lombardi. Or you got to learn you call yourself a Packer backer. You got to get some history.
He's spoiled. He's born in 90. What were you? 89.
I'm 1990, and that's all I know. Packers, and then the great times of when they won Super Bowls, and then also Curly Lambeau. He was seen to be a pretty good player.
and coach, and he burned down a lodge. Their history is fascinating. I highly recommend. There's a YouTube video series that the Packers did that you can watch on YouTube. You don't have to buy it. And then they have these books, this like, I don't know if they're like leather-bound books that Ron Burgundy would have on his shelf, but there's this book series that historian Cliff Crystal did. I recommend. Maybe you can get them pre-owned so you can get them cheap, but you need, if you're going to be a Packer backer, you got to know some more history than you do right now. I feel like I'm being
to me,
rough on
Jason,
you today.
as a Packer backer, I felt like he was coming at other Packer backers just because he wasn't alive for that.
Yeah, so if we take Cecil Isbell out, who I think posthumously is going to is a Pro Football Hall of Famer and deserving thereof, I think the correct answer as of right now, the best 4 quarterbacks in Packers history are Starr, Favre, Rodgers, and Lynn Dickey.
Really?
Talk to him.
No, he didn't say Magic Man, and Love is probably number 5 in his book. Love is definitely better than the Magic Man already. So I'm Lynn Dickey.
Second in MVP voting.
You guys are such prisoners of the moment, though. Like,
Jason, stop. I love Jordan. Magic Man had one good season, and everybody loves him. Jordan Love
had one good season, and everybody loves him.
Exactly. So
Jordan Love had half
thing.
a good season. Half a good season.
Jordan Love, and then he went to the playoffs, something that Mr. Magic Man never did with the Packers, is going to the playoffs.
There were fewer
playoff
teams when they went 10-6 in 1989.
Hey, can't blame
they had the same playoff structure. If they had the same playoff structure in 1989 that they had in 2023, the Packers of 1989 would have been a higher seed in the NFC than the Packers of 2023.
So what I'm going to ask you this, Jason. If you had to pick
change the subject, Wallace.
Between if you had to pick a guy to start a franchise with, 1989 Magic Man or 2023 Love, who are you taking?
It's a totally different game.
It is, Jason.
You might as well ask me if I want to start with Devontae Adams or Don Hudson.
I may take Hudson. I don't know.
Yeah, here he goes. Jason, we got to run. We appreciate your time. Thank you for the education. And actually, can you please text Kyle the YouTube series?
I will definitely do that. All right, say hi to Coach Fritzl for me, guys. Take care. Be good.
That's Jason Wilde of Wilde and Tauschwitz. You can hear 9 to noon across these very stations. And I got to tell you about the Princeton Club with 8 locations in Madison and 1 in New Berlin in the Milwaukee area. It's felt great every moment that I walk in because that community and that club atmosphere, it just makes me coming back for more. And it will continue to. I don't want that dad bod just yet. And so being a new father, right, having free childcare with your membership, I can't overstate how much that matters. You can drop your kid off and they will be taken care of and you can get your fitness and your work done. Open 24/7. Princeton Club is an amazing facility. Wherever you go, always clean, always great. Find your better tomorrow and have the courage to step into one of their facilities and further your journey. Take Machine coming up next on Kyle Brust and Nortman.
You're listening to Kyle Bruston Nortman.
We've called him Whitey Tighties. We've called him the Hall Monitor. He's Jesse Nelson. Like, he's just, I am Jesse Nelson. Kyle, you're Jesse Nelson.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We have a couple of issues out on the road. First of all, on 43 southbound, right about at Brown Deer Road, left lane blocked with a crash. So watch out for that. It's pretty much at the end of the Brown Deer Road on-ramp. And then we've got another problem. Southbound Moreland Road, just south of I-94, we've got a crash that is actually affecting the 94 westbound off-ramp. So just be careful as you're making your way through that area. We are seeing delays on the freeway itself. Also, we've got backups out of the Marquette heading out towards Mitchell Boulevard on westbound 94 as well. Traffic is brought to you by the Delafield Brewhouse. Now on tap, Blueberry Ale, a semi-sweet, light-bodied ale made with 100% pure fruit. Drink ale, live lager, the Delafield Brewhouse. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Showers and storms early, partly cloudy and windy with a low of 46. Tomorrow, windy with clouds north and sun to the south, a high of 54. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Beverly Bulaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Weather is brought to you by Showtime Floors, installing beautiful floor shield. Transform your garage or basement floors into a showpiece. Mention ESPN for 10% off now through December 31st. ShowtimeFloors.com.
This is ESPN Wisconsin's Brad Nortman, here to tell you about my favorite go-to drink. That's Carbless. Carbless is a ready-to-drink, handcrafted vodka and tequila cocktail. Even better, it's 0 carbs, 0 sugar, 0 gluten, and just 100 calories. And listen to this, less carbonation. This leads to less bloat. I can indulge in something delicious without having that health guilt. Carbless is crafted right here in Wisconsin. It has a flavor for everyone, from black raspberry to cranberry, pineapple and lemon, and my favorite, margarita. Find Carbless online and at a retailer near you. Less is more.
I had a really strange experience today.
Strange how?
A man walked into the store who was only about 2.5 feet tall.
What?
And he was carrying a bow and arrows.
Did he sort of have a baby face?
Yes. How did you know?
Sarah, that was Cupid.
Oh.
Did he give us a thumbs up?
Yes, 3 times.
So tell us, what are the Cupid-approved gifts for Valentine's 2024?
He loved our diamond stud earrings starting at $198.
We have 186 different styles and sizes.
And we have more than 1,400 pair in stock.
And Cupid loved our $98 diamond pendant.
It looks like it's worth a lot more.
And every purchase of $298 or more includes a fabulous free travel case to safely transport all of your jewelry.
But mostly, he loved the 4-carat total weight wow diamond engagement ring for less than $4,000.
Welcome to Kessler's for Valentine's Day.
Cupid approved.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
DraftKings, the leader in fantasy sports, just dropped a brand new fantasy app, Pick 6. Pick 6 is the newest way for you to get in on the fantasy football action with DraftKings. Getting started is simple. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app and sign up using code WKTI. Just pick between 2 and 6 NFL players and choose if they're going to have more or less of a stat. For example, will a player have more or less than 100 rushing yards, or will a player have more than 1 touchdown? Track your lineup and compete against others for a shot at huge cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and sign up with code WKTI. That's code WKTI. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Approved local Pick 6 states. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 and over in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. Valid only in states where DraftKings Pick 6 operates. For up-to-date list of states, please visit dkng.co/pick6states. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com.
Are you ready for the winter destination adventure? Look no further than Lutsen Mountains, where the magic of the Northwoods meets the thrill of the slopes. With over 1,000 acres of skiable terrain, Lutsen Mountains offers endless opportunities for fun, from the gentle slopes for beginners to heart-pounding off-piste runs for the experts. Enjoy breathtaking views of Lake Superior as you soar in our chairlifts, including the brand new Raptor Express 6-pack, and savor the cozy warmth of their slopeside condos at Eagle Ridge. Lutsen Mountains, celebrating 75 years in the legendary North. Visit Lutsen.com and book your stay now.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
If I would ever lose you, if I would ever lose
oh, what a game, and what a night it was yesterday watching Wisconsin Badgers take on the Michigan Wolverines. I was talking to my brother as he was watching the game. He was cheering extra hard. I said, what's going on? He said, I got AJ Storr on the hire. I got Max Klesman on the hire. And that's exactly the intensity you have, and that makes the game of watching basketball so much more fun when you do it with Underdog Fantasy. They have the pick'em game where you pick between 2 and 5 players. You select higher or lower on player stats, and if your picks hit, you can win up to 100 times your money in a single night. You could be like my brother, you could be like me by downloading the Underdog Fantasy app, or you can go to UnderdogFantasy.com and make sure you sign up promo code KBN. Yes, that's promo code KBN, and Underdog will match your first deposit up to $100. And then you're ready for the big game, especially the big game coming up on Sunday. Plus, they'll give you a special pick of higher than 0.5 total yards to use on your first pick'em entry. That's Underdog Fantasy with promo code KBN, and they will match your first deposit of $10 or more up to $100. Plus, you get your special pick. Get in the game now with Underdog Fantasy. You must be 18 plus, present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concerned with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org. Get in the game with Underdog Fantasy.
Kyle Brust-Nortman live from the Big Red Rally at the Italian Community Center in downtown Milwaukee. Luke Fickell will be here for the event tonight. Couple spots available if you want to walk in, but we got to get to the take machine.
We've all got them. Sometimes they leave you with a good feeling.
You're incredible.
But most of the time they end up leaving you unsatisfied.
Do you have anything bigger?
This is the Take Machine on Kyle Brust and Nortman.
It is the Take Machine, where you can leave any of your takes at 414-292-9944. Whenever you have something on your mind, life, sports, or anything that you're hot on, 414-292-9944. We don't know the takes. We react to them. Chris Larson, hit us.
Where you work, is there a communal dishwasher, like a dishwashing machine? And if so, that machine is reserved for coffee cups, for cups we all share, for silverware that we all share. It is not for your own personal Tupperware. I go and open the machine, and it's just filled with everyone's lunch, what they brought their lunch. Wash it out yourself or take it home and clean it there. The dishwasher at the office is in no way for your Tupperware. Like, I don't understand. I work here with absolute filthy, disgusting human beings. I don't need your 7-day-old lasagna being cleaned with the coffee mug I use at work in the morning. Get it together, people.
Yeah.
Powerful.
Yeah, no,
wow.
There's a lot of people that have no home training. I can tell you that now. No home training. If I could around our office, I would be the sink police.
To no one's surprise.
You are the police.
I want to put a camera up in our office to see who's putting their dirty dishes in the sink.
You want to know something, Kyle? I see a lot of people downstairs where you hang out with a lot of dishes in the sink downstairs. You don't have to do anything about that?
Well, listen, I didn't say I'm going to take anybody's dishes because they are grown. I said I want to snitch on those people. I have requested a camera.
Snitches get stitches.
Well, I wish they would. They can try me. I want them to put a camera in our office to see who is putting their dirty dishes where they don't belong. I'm telling you, we got a lot of people who don't have.
Yeah, we got animals at the office.
It's a great take. It's community kitchen, right? Community cups and that means a community dishwasher. You can't put your own stuff in there. Take that home.
What if they don't make enough to have a dishwasher?
No, we got
scrub it with your own hands.
You know what I do when I eat my food? I turn on that hot
water and rinse it out.
I rinse it out. And I clean.
That's all you gotta do.
Every time I do it. Stop being lazy, people.
And now that I've been doing more dishes ever in my life with a new baby, I can 110% relate. I don't want anyone else's crap touching the coffee cups that we're drinking. Hit it, Chris.
I watched the NFL Championship games yesterday, both of them, and as a British man, I thought you Americans would love to hear my impressions and opinions on it. Starting off with, what is the point of the kickoff? Every kickoff I saw, the guy runs in, leathers it over everybody's head, and it goes through the end zone for a touchback. There wasn't a single kickoff return in either of the games I watched, so why is everybody getting out there for a proper play? They need to move it back or punt it or something, so there's actually a play. I mean, what's the point? You might as well just start from the 25. The penalty system makes absolutely no sense to me. How come if you're the offense and you commit a foul, you don't lose the down? Like, you f***ed up. You should lose that go. That was a legitimate attempt to advance the ball, and you f***ed it up by holding or whatever. So you should lose that. And how come any penalty committed by the defense is an automatic first down? That doesn't make any sense either. Surely you just give them the yards and then replay the down with the same amount of yards to the next first down. I don't get it. I understand that changing the penalty system to what I just suggested would make it way harder to score, but tough.
We need more critiques in a British accent. That was unbelievable good.
I was distracted.
You of course you were.
Hello. We need to do
a proper play. He landed it. That was so
the
good.
football.
So good.
I kind of agree. It's already hard enough for defenders on defense. A holding penalty is an automatic first down. I get we want to see scoring, but I don't want to see third and 15. And I guess people could say, well, it's 3rd and 15, just don't hold. But when you get a holding penalty on offense and it's 2nd and 20, now the offenses are so good enough that sometimes that's just more space for you to be more creative in your playbook, just depending on where you are on the field. I'm interested in looking at the way things are done from this British man's perspective.
Yeah, I mean, he brings a fresh new perspective that I really appreciate. And you know what? He's not wrong about punting it on the kickoffs. You should allow those punters out there to actually get a game play out there and let's get a play
there
going.
Would just be more fair catches.
And the kickoff is just ceremonious at this point, right? It's just ceremonious kickoff. I get it, but I would imagine as a foreigner watching it, there are a lot of things that we just accept as football fans, but it's just how you do it. And when you really think about it, it's you could maybe optimize that.
You can't just put the ball on the 25 at the Super Bowl because
no, that would be weak.
You need that moment of all the flashing cameras.
Yep.
There's a cool moment of that. We're behind, so we got to get to the other side because I do want to touch on the Wisconsin Badgers. Kyle was upset. I watched the Wisconsin Badgers basketball team lose to 2-9 Michigan, 2-9 in the Big Ten, that is, in last place. The teams dropped 3 in a row. I wasn't panicking after Purdue. I'm still not panicking, but I'm not happy with what I saw. You'll hear a little Badger basketball talk live from the Big Red Rally coming up next.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN.
I think it's clear.
Yeah, and if Doc replicates what Booty did last year, or all I'm saying it.
Come on, guys. His name is Coach Bud.
If he replicates
Coach Booty.
What Coach Bud
on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Badger football fans, Brad Nortman here, inviting you to the Big Red Rally, an evening full of fun, football, and food, hosted at the Italian Community Center in downtown Milwaukee on February 8th. Meet the Badgers' newest recruits and hear directly from head coach Luke Fickell. Tickets to the Big Red Rally can be purchased individually or in tables of 10, with special discounts for UW-Madison grads. Jump around downtown Milwaukee to the Big Red Rally on February 8th and be part of the tradition. Visit uwalumni.com/events for more information. I will see you there.
Brewers win! Get more from your live baseball experience with the 2024 Brewers Ticket Plan. On sale now. Don't miss more exclusive Brewers season seat holder rewards, like your very own batting practice session, more can't-miss action, and more access to the game you love. It's your ticket to being a VIP Brewers fan this season. Plus, you'll enjoy savings on ticket prices you can't get anywhere else. Learn more at brewers.com/ticket plans.
Get your game on at the Island Resort and Casino with first-round picks of your favorite slots and table games. Bring friends and watch your favorite team compete on big screens. Grab game day eats in T. McSee's Sports Bar or celebrate your team's victory in Horizon's Steakhouse. To book your game time at the Island Resort and Casino, call 800-682-6040 today.
That to-do list you have needs one more thing. Chill. It's an easy thing to do. Just crack open an ice-cold Coors Light and chill. Take the afternoon off and binge watch anything. Go to happy hour and stay for a couple hours. Who's counting anyways? Or hang out with just your dog, because you've had enough human interaction this week. Whatever you do it with a Coors Light. Mountain cold refreshment made to chill. 2020 Coors Brewing Company, Golden, Colorado. Celebrate responsibly.
Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Alex Strofe.
This Badger Minute brought to you by UW Credit Union. For over 90 years, UW Credit Union has helped Wisconsinites achieve their financial goals at every stage of life, offering great rates for greater possibilities. Join today at uwcu.org. The Wisconsin Badgers men's basketball team ranks number 11 in this week's AP poll following 2 losses last week in Big Ten play, but look to rebound tonight on the road at Michigan. The Wolverines rank last in the Big Ten with a conference record of 2-9, but the Badgers haven't won in Ann Arbor since 2020. The last time these two teams met was back on February 26th of last year, which was an overtime loss for Wisconsin, but the Badgers have held Michigan to under 70 in 5 of the last 7 meetings. It's a 6 o'clock tip on the Big Ten Network.
Get 0% interest for up to 3 years, or get no money down, no interest, and no payments for up to 18 months at Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Visit PellaWI.com.
James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner. It's more than a slogan to James Imaging Systems customers. For example, Melissa Clark, owner of the Blast Shop.
Yep, they are a partner. They're always there when we need them, and they are a pleasure to work with.
James Imaging Systems, a partner, a team working for your business. James customer Matt King, Associate Director for Hunger Task Force.
James Imaging staff have made the copying and document imaging within the office really easy and efficient so that we can focus on our mission.
James Imaging Systems, document imaging technology, software and workflow solutions, local service and accountability. James customer Chris McClain, co-owner of DBAT Brookfield.
They're a partner. James Imaging is a partner, not a vendor.
Start your business technology partnership with James Imaging Systems today. It's easy to do. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Potawatomi Casino Hotel. We will be there as a show tomorrow. The debut of Betting with Benny. Benny's same game parlay. I cannot wait to do it from Potawatomi Casino Hotel, where there's a table waiting for you in 12 bars and restaurants, 40 table games, 3,000 slot machines, full service sports betting, and we're going to start it off with a win or a loss, but we're going to have fun with it. I'll tell you that much getting ready at Rockin' Brew. So light up your senses, paysbig.com. It's all new in there. It's beautiful. I love it. And boom goes the dynamite. Just got a drop in for the signed Ben Brust basketball over Brad Nortman's signed football. Paysbig.com. Speaking of the Badger basketball team, in which I formally
begged for that one. I'm going to put that out there. You
guilted her. Guilted that nice young lady.
She's wonderful, and she made the right decision, and she knows that.
I felt like there's undue pressure. It's not really fair for anyone to have us watch them put the raffle tickets in.
I'm 1-0 right now.
That's a tough spot.
She wasn't even focused on that. She was trying to make a decision, and Ben just had to say something. I'm like, oh, here we go.
You think I was going to be able to help myself?
I see. I was just hoping. I was interested to see who she's going to pick without being.
To catch everybody up, Ben signed a basketball, I signed a football. You're putting raffle tickets into each one to see who wins. And we want to
you can only choose one to put it in.
Yes. And so far, it's 1-0 Ben.
As people start to trickle in, hopefully to a point where I can't heckle everyone while we're on the air.
If my photo was there, she would have chose that one.
Oh, God.
Yeah, the photo of Kyle Wallace.
Oh, God.
It would have been an easy decision.
Oh, God. The Badger basketball team lost their third straight yesterday. Kyle, you had a reaction.
Yeah, man. What the heck? Like, what is going on? Like, I understand, like, okay, you lose to Nebraska. You had a lead. Okay, whatever. It happens on the road. And then you play Purdue, you play them tough, okay. But Michigan, we can't be losing no Michigan now. It's not just the fact that we lost to Michigan. We got beef. We talked about it before. I ain't no vegan. I like beef. Just like my boy Pat Bev like beef. We got beef with Michigan and Juwan Howard. We can't go to Michigan and lose. Come on now, man.
Can't be playing to expect to win. You have to play to win. I'm just feeling a little bit that it's right now it's like we know we're good. We know we can win, and it feels a little bit roll off the ball-ish because I think Greg Gard hit it. they're making mistakes that don't involve talent. It's the turnovers, it's the extra possessions for their team, it's the defense, it's the stuff that they've done to get big wins, but you can't just roll the ball out. And it's okay to actually go through a slump right now because there's still time to continue to progress because they've shown they have the ability. Coming up next in Madison is Rutledge and Hamilton. Kyle Bruston-Nortman live from the Big Red Rally on YouTube, ESPN Milwaukee, and with you back here on 94.5 in 2 minutes.
The record company's gonna give me lots of money and everything's gonna be.
Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Play Whistling Straits and other Pro Tour courses, whatever the weather is, in one of their 12 state-of-the-art simulators.
We're still dealing with an accident on southbound 43. Basically, it's the end of the Brown Deer Road on-ramp, and then delays are stretching all the way back into Ozaukee County. Left lane's blocked there, so just be careful with that. Other than that, southbound on 43, we are seeing pockets of heavy traffic from Fond du Lac Avenue down into the Marquette. Westbound 94 going to be slow out of the Marquette all the way to Hawley Road, with the eastbound side heavy from 84th Street to 35th. Traffic is brought to you by the Neal Group. They know how to minimize your taxes to keep more money in your pocket. Visit nealgroup.net. That's NEAL Group.net. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight. Showers and storms early, partly cloudy and windy with a low of 46. Tomorrow, windy with clouds to the north and sun to the south, a high of 54. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Hey, it's Gabe Neitzel from Jen, Gabe and Chewy. You've heard me talk about the results mentality has had on my life, but don't just take it from me. Jason has had success too, thanks to mentality.
My only regret is I didn't do it sooner. Knowing once again I've gotten the treatments done and continuing, I do feel, stuff does hurt a little bit more, but I'm 40, in my 40s, and that's going to happen. But again, the energy levels, it is above and beyond. Again, I'm back in that age where I'm like, this is amazing.
Get started today at lowtusa.com.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. And by everything, we mean top products by your favorite brands. From Blackstone to Blue Buffalo, Carhartt to Cooper, Milwaukee to Muddy, Scott's to Science Diet, DeWalt, Levi's, Purina, Husqvarna, Goodyear, Rapala, Vortex, and a whole lot more. In-store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Italian Community Center for the Big Red Rally. This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Bo 1, Bo Hour at Bo on KBN.
Please tell me their mics weren't up, Chris.
I turned mine down.
We're not up at that
Chris,
time because I told them that's what they were already, and they said they didn't say anything, and all of a sudden they started speaking about the 414 hour.
You guys got to learn, if you are going to start the show, you have to make sure the producer puts you up. So start over.
Ready, Kyle? It's the 414 hour at Bo on KBN.
No, didn't have the same energy. This is brutal. Absolutely brutal. Rookies. Thank you, Chris. As always, the voice of reason. Turn your mic back up.
Yeah, you turned it like almost all the way off, Kyle. I know you're going to bring the energy,
I
but
didn't want to over-modulate with the 414 hour and make people in their car say, oh, my God.
Yeah, swerve
You
right
already
off the
make
road.
them say, oh, my gosh.
I tried to limit
Kyle Bruston-Nortman live from the Italian Community Center, getting ready for the Big Red Rally. Luke Fickell and others to be joining tonight at the event. I believe there's about 8 walk-in spots available. So if you want to get involved, stop by the Italian Community Center. Great event. Almost to the 50-year anniversary, and Luke Fickell is going to be here. Hear from the coach himself. Brad, a former Badger, myself, a former Badger, and Kyle, a wannabe Badger, all here today.
Yeah, it's true.
Did you not get in?
Get in. I didn't apply.
Because you couldn't get in?
No, I couldn't get no dang Madison. Heck, no. Oh, absolutely.
You didn't even want to take a swing at it?
Listen, I'm not no fool now. I knew what my grades was, and I knew they weren't Madison material. All them kids who was crying and all upset.
I knew mine weren't Madison material either.
Yeah, you also had a skill set of shooting the basketball very well. My skill set was not doing my homework in high school.
Did you at least go visit to get that like Madison experience, like that Madison student experience?
You went to Whitewater, right?
I went a lot of
Whitewater go up.
I didn't graduate with above a 3.0 in high school.
That's hard to do.
Yeah.
That's hard to do.
Whitefish Bay is not easy, fellas. It's actually the best high school in the state.
Scale 1 to 10, how hard did you try in high school?
I probably gave it about a good 5.
A 5?
I did very well in college, though.
Did you just finally start applying yourself?
It was more interesting to me. I didn't really care. I
was robbed of all academic Big Ten because I got caught cheating.
That'll do it.
How were you robbed of something when you cheated? We shouldn't even be talking about
that. They robbed
today.
me. I took the stuff.
He shouldn't be an alumni.
Hey! I got my degree, and I think I've told the story. After I graduated from the University of Wisconsin and played professionally overseas, I had a nightmare that I didn't actually graduate. So I called my academic advisor, and I had her look up in the system that I actually officially graduated because my diploma I didn't have because it wasn't ready, wasn't printed. I don't remember. Do you remember like walking out of your last class or your last test?
I do, actually. It's a great feeling.
I don't remember that.
What?
Yeah.
What, do you black it out of your brain or something?
No, I just got through school. Like it just happened.
I'm with you. I don't recall walking out my
Isn't that
last
supposed to be
class.
like a monumental feeling?
Yeah, I feel like you do like final exams now. You don't.
But you put on that final exam, because they're all slotted.
Final
so
exam?
you fill in that last multiple choice C, and you go drop it off, and you're like, you know what? I just did my last undergraduate exam.
All right,
See ya.
we're gonna get to Pat Bev in a sec, which he is the newest member of the Milwaukee Bucks. But on the Scantron A, B, C, or D, did you guys get worried when you had too many C's in a row? Like, did you worry about the way that your Scantron bubble sheet filled out? If it was like too many A's, too many B's?
Oh yeah.
I used to try to cheat because you remember how they had the little black box to the left of like the question or what? Not the question, but you know how the Scantron had the letters, but then they had the little square black blocks on the far left. I was told if you scribble inside of there, it'll mess up the machine and it may give you a right answer. So I did that quite a bit on the wall.
Wait a minute. Ben was caught cheating. You just admitted to cheating. Is this the standard for KBN?
Whoa. Never once did I say I did not cheat. I never said that. I never got caught cheating, okay?
Yeah, you just admitted, though.
Yeah, I cheated in high school. At college, I didn't have to cheat that much. I was actually
Proud Badger alum at the Big Red Rally, the Milwaukee alumni event here going on. Luke Fickle would be very proud of Brad Nortman as a Badger football.
I will say I did get concerned. I got probably 4 in a row. I'm like, I got to go back and read those questions, right? Make sure there's no crazy about it.
There's no way there's 4 C's in a row, D's in a row.
I had a teacher in high school that we knew after the fact. There's like 10 in a row of the right question being C. And then after the test was like, yeah, I just wanted to see how many of you guys would change your answers or freak out about it. Isn't that crazy?
That's really mean.
Yeah.
It's already a mental warfare in there just checking the bubbles to make sure they're right.
There was some quivering Scantrons when you were handing it in. Like, there can't be 10 C's in a row.
I never quivered. I'll tell you that much.
I said, you know what? 2 10s in a bucket. I tried my best.
Yeah, I got 17 out of 65 on my first psych test.
What?
Your whole grade was 3 tests you get to keep out of 4. Let's just say that was one that I threw out.
That is legitimately 1/4 of them correct.
Correct.
Slightly less than 1/4. Statistically,
Thank you.
Could have just done it. You should have Did you just guess the whole thing?
No,
I tried.
No, you could not have tried.
I tried that one.
No, ain't no way.
Then I had wandering eyes in the next couple.
Ain't no way you studied and tried.
800-990-3776. Let's hear from Patrick Beverly, the newest member of the Milwaukee Bucks, they broke the news on the Pat Bev pod that Patrick Beverly was being moved, and then he did an emergency podcast FaceTiming with now Bucks shooting guard Malik Beasley. Here was Patrick Beverly clearly waking up a little bit on his off day.
Hey, Doc, go let me do my thing over there.
I know.
Hey, so who else on the team?
That you with?
No. It's Dang, Giannis,
DB,
Brook Lopez, Bobby, You, Jay Crowder?
Yeah.
Okay, nah, that's my man.
From New Year's.
What's New Year's?
When we saw Dame.
Oh, yeah, I pressed down, yeah. No, I got to get my relationship right with Dame. Gotta get my relationship right with Dame, man. Time with a championship, man.
Yeah, you do, Patrick Beverly. You are traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. There is a beef with Dame that goes beyond him pressing him at New Year's Eve, in which pressing is not what my initial reaction was. It wasn't Patrick Beverly guarding Dame Lillard full court on a New Year's Eve NBA game. It is out in the club, I'm guessing, Kyle.
I thought of a better word. He was confronting him about some issues that them two may have had, and he might have seen Dame talking some trash maybe on Twitter or somewhere, behind the scenes. So when he saw him, he confronted him and wanted to have a conversation.
So what's more severe, pressing on someone or stepping on them?
Oh, I don't know. What do you mean by stepping on?
Isn't that a phrase? If he said you stepped on Dame, I'd been like, oh, I know what that means.
I think you might listen to some music and misconstrue what the words
I probably
are
am.
I'm stepping on my haters, like stomping on my haters.
Yeah.
I think it's a little bit different here. Pressing right now, pressing somebody, that's pretty. That's some fighting words.
This goes back to the bubble. So real quick, I'll give a quick backstory. In the bubble of the NBA playoffs, Damian Lillard missed 2 free throws in a row, and I saw Paul George and Patrick Beverly laughing, jumping around, and saying some stuff about Dame. And so, this goes back. And now they're on the same team, and clearly Patrick Beverly is addressing with Malik Beasley that there is a little bit of history there. Now, can it get figured out? Yes, but I'm not going to lie. It doesn't just get figured out like that just because you both want to win a championship. Kyle, you said it. I'm kind of the same way. If I don't mess with somebody, it's really, really hard to it's usually all or nothing.
Oh,
and
yeah.
so it's hard to flip that switch.
And I think the team itself, they're better this afternoon than they were this morning. I do like his.
Oh, come on.
That's a yes. It's a yes, though.
Yeah, it's a yes, but all that matters is winning a championship for the Milwaukee Bucks. Patrick Beverly being traded slightly closer doesn't make them a championship caliber team at all.
Who are they not better than in the East? Who can they not beat in the East?
Well, Boston's pretty tough.
They can't beat Boston?
They cannot beat Boston.
They can beat them. It's just going to be a monumental task.
What's Patrick Beverly going to do in that game?
He's going to be
sit on the bench because he's going to get buckets on everybody.
He's going to be an agitator.
Get buckets on him.
He's going to cause a technical foul on Jaylen Brown and cause some momentum.
In their heads.
And cause some momentum.
Chef Ed chimes in. Does Beverly also come with the AARP card, which you said PJ Tucker would have came with if they tried to get him as well?
He 35 and plus, you definitely get an AARP in the NBA.
the oldest team in the NBA is getting older, and I understand the championship window. I love Giannis and Dame. I believe that they'll be able to continue to work together as elite NBA top 75 players. But this is a team that fired their head coach in the middle of the season, that replaced a world championship head coach that brought the title to Milwaukee after 50 years. So for me, it's still hard to get behind that this was, I understand the capital that they had and the assets wasn't there to make a big splash, but this isn't enough for me to feel better about them winning a championship this year.
Yeah, I feel slightly better. I think they clawed a little bit closer to it. Do I think they did enough to make themselves at least equal to, if not better than, the Boston Celtics? I don't think that. I think when they play the Boston Celtics in the NBA playoffs, they're going to have to bring their A game. Dame's going to have to be Dame. Giannis is going to have to be Giannis. And you're going to need somebody else, whether it be Chris Middleton, Brook Lopez. And maybe it is one game, Patrick Beverly, where he does something to get into their head. You need someone else to be an elite level player. I think they got a little bit closer today, but
all I hear is get in the head, hype up the home crowd.
That's what they're getting him for, though.
But that doesn't help you win a championship, guys.
Come on, man.
It helps to have a guy like that.
He's 35 years old, Kyle. Your slow butt could dribble around him.
Well, if I could dribble around him, then we got problems. Or maybe I've
seen him dribble. I've seen him dribble.
I'm in the wrong space. I don't think we're giving Pat Beverly enough credit. I don't think we're giving this team enough credit. We sitting here talking about the Boston Celtics. Listen, the Bucks got 2 big dogs on their team, just like Boston does as well. And the one thing about our big big dog, he the only one with a ring. Jalen ain't got no ring, nor does Mr. Tatum. Jason doesn't have a ring as well. Giannis got a ring. He got him a player in Dame, and when it comes to playoff time, we know what time that is. It's Dame time. So I have no issues whatsoever with this trade because all Pat Bev is going to do, he's going to give you a boost of energy. He is going to help you win a game in the playoffs in a big moment.
Radio voice John in Milwaukee, I want to hear from you.
Gentlemen, good afternoon. How are we doing today?
Fantastic. Good. Live from the Big Red Rally. Luke Fickell's going to be here. It's going to be amazing.
All right. That sounds awesome. Hey, so here's the genesis of my argument. You know, back when the Bucks lost to Toronto, and then the next year the bubble, in my mind I'm thinking, that's it there. You know, I don't see them winning the championship. And then when the championship season, even like late in that the regular season that year, I'm like, they're not gonna make past and win the championship here, right? So when they did it right, I didn't think it was going to happen. Now last year, I said way back in November, this team is special. I believe, and I might hate myself for this, but I believe they're a championship team, and they fizzle out. So right now, I don't look at the Bucks as being a special team, and in my heart, I'm thinking, let me reverse psychology that into them winning the championship this year. That's how messed up my head is, to be honest with you. Isn't that messed up?
I mean, it is messed up, John, but it's messed up like Kyle.
It's a fan brain. It's okay.
And the Bucks are the third seed. They got 33 wins. They made a big change.
Stop with all this. You have
what
to.
What do you mean stop? Why are we ignoring the fact that the Bucks are a good basketball team?
You can't ignore the fact that they fired their head coach in the middle of the season,
because they didn't,
despite what their record is, Kyle.
They have some defensive deficiencies. I understand that a lot. They had a lot.
You were there against Detroit.
It wasn't Detroit. It was against the Utah Jazz where they scored 78 points in the first half. I'm like, what in the heck is happening? It was ugly, but they're trying to solve it. I trust what this organization has done. I trust in Horst's decision-making. I trust in Giannis. I also trust in Doc Rivers. Doc Rivers is an excellent coach. He's won a championship before. I know
I trust in Doc Rivers isn't something that everyone's going to say universally.
He's missed a lot more than he hit, but we got to trust in this process. The Boston Celtics are not that much better than the Milwaukee Bucks, so I just don't understand why we're just writing this off. This can be a good trade that can help propel this team and help this team win a championship. Are they championship ready right now? No. But come March 1st, we're going to find out.
This trade doesn't feel like it's enough to me, but what I will say is Dame might have beef, but Giannis messes with Pat. Chris?
Giannis was walking out the locker room to the court. Stops the coaches. Excuse me, guys. Stops the coaches. The true story. He stopped the coaches. Excuse me, guys. Greek, what up, G? He never duck smoke, Pat. Never duck smoke. I said, why the you ain't playing, Greek? Yeah, I was in the back eating pasta, but never duck smoke, Pat. Never. Yeah, I like you, Pat. I like you. You want to win championship? You know, I like you. You come to Milwaukee, Pat. I like you. I'm not that. You come to Minnesota. No. Never come here, Pat. But yeah, I like you.
That was Patrick Beverly, who seems to get along with Giannis. So if he doesn't have Dame, he's got Giannis, but there is some work to be done in the locker room. 800-990-3776. Your reaction to Pat Beverly being traded to the Milwaukee Bucks. Plus, who gets to the college football playoff or the Super Bowl first? The Packers or the Badgers?
I like you, Ben. I like you.
I like you too, Kyle.
I like you, Brad.
I like pasta, too.
No duck smoke.
From the Italian Community Center, this is Kyle Bruston-Nortman.
This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman.
Ben's pretty good at impersonations.
Hey, he's pretty good.
I either crush him or suck at him.
He's pretty good at faking it.
Yeah, being a faker.
Yeah, that's
exactly what it is.
Well, that's what acting is.
Why can't we come together?
Yeah, you're very creative in faking it. Good job.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We got delays eastbound 94 from 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium Interchange to about 27th Street. The westbound side heavy from 25th all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. Earlier accident on southbound 43 at Brown Deer Road has been cleared out of the way. Residual delays are easing themselves out. Southbound on 41 backing up from before Silver Spring pretty much almost all the way to Burleigh. Then you're opened up all the way to the Zoo Interchange. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, showers and storms early, partly cloudy and windy. cloudy with a low of 46. Tomorrow, windy with clouds to the north and sun to the south, a high of 54. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Football guy.
Good morning, Tausch. How are you?
Football guy.
Old T's a little, I'm not feeling 100%. Tell me,
coming at it from different views.
No, just I think with all that little stuff that's going around and the long trip back from the loo, I'm going to grind.
Wilde and Tausch, presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin. Also sponsored by Coors Light. Weekdays 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN. And available wherever you get your podcasts with Wisconsin On Demand.
Bikers need protection, not just from other drivers, but unfortunately from insurance companies too. If you've been injured in a motorcycle crash, call Gruber Law Offices today. Bikers are often blamed for causing the accident because the insurance companies simply don't want to pay. At Gruber Law Offices, we've been fighting for injured bikers and their families for more than 30 years. Trust us to fight for what you deserve. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Q Club of Wisconsin is your hangout spot for watching sports, playing games, and having some drinks. Mike, what do you have going on over there?
Gary, we have so much going on. We're still the place to be on game days to catch the green and gold. Book a holiday party in our VIP room, which includes a private pool table, 2 shuffleboard tables, and 4 dartboards. Plus, we have great live music every Saturday night. And of course, we've got our fish fry on Wednesdays and Fridays, where you know we pile it high.
All happening at the Q Club of Wisconsin, North Grandview Boulevard in Waukesha. Check out qclubofwisconsin.com.
Bucks fans, join us for our 414 All Nights, a celebration of our diverse fan base where we showcase fan stories and highlight their unique and impactful contributions to our community. Come for the amazing Bucks basketball action. Stay for the recognition of our amazing fan base at our 414 All Nights, where diversity is embraced and every fan is celebrated. Go to bucks.com/impact for dates and details.
DraftKings, the leader in fantasy sports, just dropped a brand new fantasy app, Pick 6. Pick 6 is the newest way for you to get in on the fantasy football action with DraftKings. Getting started is simple. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app and sign up using code WKTI. Just pick between 2 and 6 NFL players and choose if they're going to have more or less of a stat. For example, will a player have more or less than 100 rushing yards, or will a player have more than 1 touchdown? Track your lineup and compete against others for a shot at huge cash prizes. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and sign up with code WKTI. That's code WKTI. Only on DraftKings Pick 6. The crown is yours. Approved local Pick 6 states. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 18 and over in most eligible states, but age varies by jurisdiction. Eligibility restrictions apply. Valid only in states where DraftKings Pick 6 operates. For up-to-date list of states, please visit dkng.co/pick6states. Void where prohibited. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Are you sick and tired of those achy joints, and are you ready for a life of activity and motion? Then you need to call my friends at QC Kinetics. That's because they have harnessed life-changing regenerative medicine that allows you to get your life back. And this isn't surgery, this isn't steroids. Those are no longer your only options. QC Kinetics is transforming lives with innovative, non-surgical, drug-free treatment that deliver long-lasting results. That's right. Not a shortcut, not a Band-Aid, long-lasting results. So if you're experiencing knee pain, hip pain, back pain, shoulder pain, you're probably feeling that pain right now as you're hearing me. Whether it be arthritis or injury, you do not have to feel that pain any longer. Finally, you can live the life that you are looking to live. That's with QC Kinetics and their advanced, state-of-the-art treatments. What they do is they harness your own body's natural ability to restore and repair your damaged joint tissue. It's a revolutionary new approach, and you can get long-term relief with no downtime. So make 2024 the year that you finally get your motion back, where you get active. You can walk and play and live and do whatever you want to do without the danger and without the pain of all this back pain. So call my friends at QC Kinetics today for that free consultation that will give you that life that you're looking for. Call 414-285-3474. 414-285-3474. That's 414-285-3474.
Live at the Big Red Rally, people are starting to file in and put their slips for the Ben Brust basketball. Am I right over there? Let's go.
Yeah, don't forget about the football, too. Don't forget about the football.
We are at the Italian Community Center. Luke Fickle and others to be here tonight for the great event. A couple more walk-in spots available. Otherwise, we got a sold-out event. Kyle Bruston Nortman. I'm Ben Brust, alongside former Badger football player Brad Nortman and wannabe Badger Kyle Wallace.
Honorary Badger today. Hey, listen, I got a slip that says Wisconsin Alumni Association. So today I am an honorary member of the Wisconsin Alumni
What could have been? What could have been, Kyle? Man,
that ACL
did it for the day.
Snap.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm a proud Whitewater alumni. But today, I'm all about Big Red, baby.
That's right.
I don't like when you say I'm all about Big Red. You can say Big Red Rally, but when you say Big Red, that makes me think of Nebraska.
Yeah.
Big Red Rally, I'm fine.
I'm
fine here. The Big Red Rally.
Rally.
There you go.
Today.
There you
on
go.
Wisconsin.
Say it with more pride.
Yeah, on Wisconsin
Otherwise, I'll take this honorary
Yeah,
slip
say
away.
it like an alumni,
You're
Kyle.
not even we don't even know if you for sure graduated or not.
No, we are sure. I called my academic advisor.
Do you have a printed out version of your diploma?
I do.
Okay. Kyle, do you?
Of course. I literally walked across the stage, and we actually got ours at UW
There was
Whitewater.
too many people to walk across the stage at ours.
I walked across the stage.
I think ours got sent to us afterward.
Which happens first, though, as we're talking a little Badger football and, of course, Packers football. The Badgers making the college football playoff or the Packers making the Super Bowl. That is on Twitter at KBN ESPN. Right now, 18% of people say the Badgers making the college football playoff, and 82% say the Packers Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Now, where this stems from is Kyle and Brad believing the Packers going to the Super Bowl is also in line with the fans. Now, I'm okay being on the other side of this because when it comes to the odds and the math behind this, I know the Big Ten is getting tougher. I know there are more teams in the Big Ten that are going to be tougher opponents, but to me that is more opportunity to build resume wins that help you get to the college football playoff. When thinking back of the last 13 years, I would say that the Badgers would have finished in the top 12 at least 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, I can think of at least 2 if you bump it even to my time. Like, how about since the Packers went to the Super Bowl, I think the Badgers have finished 5 or 6 times in the top 12 regular season. That was the Packers.
And the Packers have not made it to the Super Bowl since that 2010.
That is true.
Jordan Love is great. The Packers' future is bright. But even Jason Wilde says he doesn't think that it's likely that either of them get there in the next 5 years. And because, again, there's only one team in the NFC with a first-round bye. The rest have to go wild card, divisional, and NFC championship game to get to the Super Bowl. All we're saying the Badgers have to do is in the regular season have a 10-game winning season with some great wins on that, and you have a shot of cracking the top 12. That is why it is the Badgers.
What you just shared was so flawed. You know why it was so flawed? As he's talking about what the Badgers did before, that was in a different conference. Looking ahead, this conference is adding Oregon. They're adding UCLA. They're adding Washington. And the Big Ten is also adding
Washington's
USC.
a disaster right now.
Sure, it's a disaster right now, but they are literally a month removed from being in the national
and they lost their entire team. The Badgers are in a process of, after losing everyone.
But it still doesn't eliminate the other teams as well. And then when you talk about all that, you're not talking about a Big Ten West versus a Big Ten East or whatever the heck. I don't even know. Is it called Big Ten East? I guess. I ain't paying
Big
time.
Ten now.
Well, yeah, exactly. It's just the Big Ten. So you're going to be playing all these other. Yeah, that's good, but that means you're going to probably be playing the likes of a Michigan, an Ohio State, a Michigan State.
And the Packers are in the NFL and have to play against other NFL teams and haven't gotten to the Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers since 2010.
The Packers are further along in the process of figuring out who they are going to be. You know that you have a star quarterback in Jordan Love. You know you have great young offensive weapons around Jordan Love at the receiver and tight end position as well. Heck, you ended up having one of the better offensive lines down the road, at the end of the season there. So the Green Bay Packers are much closer to reaching their goal of a Super Bowl, and we have a much clearer picture of who they are versus Wisconsin. We all believe, Brad and I, we believe the Wisconsin Badgers are going in the right direction, but saying they're only going to lose potentially 2 games with this tough schedule they're facing over the next 2 to 3 years, That's tough, man.
Yeah,
absolutely not.
But I'm not going to lie.
But 3 years for the Packers isn't guaranteed for a Super Bowl either.
You got Jordan Love for them next 3 years.
Yeah, you've changed your mind.
Well, I will say, Ben, I was starting to teeter on changing my mind because statistically, I'm a numbers guy. Statistically, you are correct that it is higher likelihood to finish in the top 12 for college, particularly a program like Wisconsin, than to go to the Super Bowl. But I just look at the Badgers' schedule the next couple of years. I think there is almost no chance they make the playoff. But in 2026, 2027, when Coach Fickell's guys come up and they continue to develop, I think it's a little bit brighter and they have a chance then. I just look at this Packer team. I don't think they're going to make the Super Bowl next year, but in Jordan Love's third year, you still don't have to play any of the skill position guys. They're going to be on cheap rookie contracts. Jordan Love's extension won't be super punitive yet. You're still going to have enough guys on low, cheap contracts that you can go all in for. I think this offense syncs up to an elite level. If the defense just plays somewhere in the top half of the league.
In Halfley we trust.
I think in Halfley we trust. I think the Packers are going to make the Super Bowl in the next couple of years. I really do.
In Halfley, we trust.
Listen, honestly, and I love the Wisconsin Badgers. We're here at the Big Red Rally. I do love the Wisconsin. I'm saying that the Badgers are going to be good, but just saying that the Badgers are further along than the Packers.
I never said they were further along. I said they have a better chance of getting to the top 12 than the Packers do making the Super Bowl, which they haven't done since 2010.
Listen, we jumped into Lake Michigan because you didn't believe the Packers could make it.
You wanted to fire Goody when they were 2-5.
I sure did, but you didn't believe.
So don't just say you didn't believe either.
I believe. Listen, once the Packers beat the Chargers, I started believing. Once they beat the Lions, I said, I'm there. I'm on this team. And so my whole thing.
So did I. Literally, that's when Touchdowns for Love started because I knew he was good, and we made $50,000 for the University of Wisconsin's Carbone Cancer Center.
Don't sit here and try to rewrite history. We jumped into Lake Michigan because you didn't believe that
when they were 4-6.
You didn't believe the Packers could make the playoffs. You didn't. You didn't think this
you
team
didn't either when they were 4-6. So stop trying to act like you were this no-shirt Kyle.
My whole point is this: this Green Bay Packers team has already proven against all odds that they can make the playoffs despite starting 2-5. They proved that they can go on the road to a number 2 seed in the Dallas Cowboys. That was one of the teams that's supposed to be one of the teams to maybe represent the NFC. We stomped them. And so I'm just saying,
I think the
Packers are closer than what you think.
I think the Packers are closer. Think how close they were even just this season. I mean, they were within shooting distance of the NFC Championship game.
Anderson Carlson.
And I think building one of the things we learned about this last season, it's really hard to build. It's really hard to build a football team. So the Packers are just further along than the Badgers. The Badgers are going to get there for sure. I have no doubt about it. They're just a little bit further ahead on the curve right now. That's my take.
I understand where you're coming from. I didn't think I would be the numbers guy on the show today, but
shocking.
But where you can spend some good quality numbers of your dollars is making a Valentine's Day special for your love at Welke's Milwaukee Florist. They're the experts, and I've been going there for a long time. Ever since I moved to the Milwaukee area, Welke's has been my go-to spot because they make it so easy for you. I have an account now where if I call and I want to send somebody something, boom, I know that they're going to craft the best flower arrangement and get it to that person, business or home. Sometimes if you need that same-day delivery, I do that. It's hand-delivered to home or businesses, 100% freshness guaranteed. And again, with Elm Grove and Milwaukee at 56th and North, 2 locations, you can order now and enter the code ESPN to get 10% off your order. Go to Welkes.com, that's WELKES.com, and give code ESPN for 10% off your order. Spoiler alert, I will be utilizing this for Valentine's Day, and you can get 10% off with code ESPN, Welkes.com. KBN Academy coming up next, and then we also have Brian Bulaga after that. Kyle Bruston-Nortman live from the Big Red Rally, getting you closer.
This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman, KBN.
You should be happy Pac-Man Jones had this on his headphones, or he definitely would have pulled it up on you.
I think Pac-Man's lucky I didn't have this on my headphones.
Oh, you right.
I would have been. I'm really feeling swaggy and confident.
You say, yeah, you're in my space. Oh, what you gonna do?
Because even just hearing the song, like, for those who on the YouTube, they can see I'm bobbing my head right now. Like, this is like, okay.
Go ahead, say
ski on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
We have eastbound 94 still backing up from about 92nd Street all the way through the Stadium interchange. So be prepared for that on 94 eastbound. Westbound's going to be backed up from 20th Street all the way through to Mitchell Boulevard. Southbound 43 hitting the brakes just south of Capitol Drive. That's stretching all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. More delays heading past the KK River as well. And then 894 westbound slowing out of the Mitchell interchange all the way to Loomis's construction zone. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. forecast tonight. Showers and storms early, then partly cloudy and windy with a low of 46. Tomorrow, windy with clouds to the north and sun to the south, a high of 54. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Bulaga on 94.5 ESPN.
AccuRite Tax and Financial Services has Toshiba copiers and network printers from James Imaging Systems. President CEO Jason Rose.
We have 17 different tax preparers on staff, and we have 4 printers running pretty much nonstop. And during tax season, it's absolutely crazy.
And Jason, those printers from James Imaging Systems have to work just as hard and reliably as your people do.
Oh yeah, yes. Something comes up that's an issue, we have somebody that we can call that can help us resolve the issue very quickly and efficiently.
Reliable printing, reliable service. That's a good thing.
That is a good thing. That helps tremendously keep us being productive, keeps those tax returns going.
Jason, bottom line for your practice?
Happy clients, happy workers, happy me.
Don't worry, be happy with document imaging technology and extraordinary local support from James Imaging Systems. Call 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Get more from your live baseball experience with the 2024 Brewers Ticket Plan. On sale now. Don't miss more exclusive Brewers season seat holder rewards, like your very own batting practice session, more can't-miss action, and more access to the game you love. It's your ticket to being a VIP Brewers fan this season. Plus, you'll enjoy savings on ticket prices you can't get anywhere else. Learn more at brewers.com/ticket plans.
I had a really strange experience today.
Strange how?
A man walked into the store who was only about 2.5 feet tall.
What?
And he was carrying a bow and arrows.
Did he sort of have a baby face?
Yes. How did you know?
Sarah, that was Cupid.
Oh. Did he give us a thumbs up?
Yes, 3 times.
So tell us, what are the Cupid-approved gifts for Valentine's 2024?
He loved our diamond stud earrings starting at $198.
We have 186 different styles and sizes.
And we have more than 1,400 pair in stock.
And Cupid loved our $98 diamond pendant.
It looks like it's worth a lot more.
And every purchase of $298 or more includes a fabulous free travel case to safely transport all of your jewelry.
But mostly, he loved the 4-carat total weight wow diamond engagement ring for less than $4,000.
Welcome to Kessler's for Valentine's Day.
Cupid approved.
Find the Kesslers nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
Ready to conquer the Midwest's premier winter playground? Then start planning a visit to Granite Peak. With over 200 acres of skiable terrain, Granite Peak has something for everyone. From beginners to seasoned pros, park skiers to mogul fanatics, and everything in between. Soar to new heights on their state-of-the-art chairlifts and warm up in the cozy historic chalet with roaring fireplaces and stunning views. A legendary winter adventure begins at Granite Peak. Don't miss out. Visit skigranitepeak.com to book your winter vacation now and for more information. Granite Peak. Legendary winters, legendary fun.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kyle's gonna do it.
If you've been cold in your own home, do not suffer through one more winter in a cold and drafty home. I want you to call my guys at Universal Windows Direct. Their super spacer technology helps keep the edge of the glass warmer, holds the window seal longer, and makes the window last up to 5 times longer than other window systems. Plus, Universal backs it all up with a true lifetime warranty for as long as you own your home and 30 years. Yes, 30 years to the next homeowner. Call Universal Windows Direct today at 414-410-2000 and they'll upgrade your new windows to triple pane glass for free. That's 3 layers of glass between you and the cold outside. Again, call 414-410-2000 to schedule your free in-home estimate today. And for every 2 windows you buy, you get the next 2 free. Tell them I told you to call and get an additional $250 off your next project. And for the last windows you'll ever need, go to universalwindowsdirect.com. That's universalwindowsdirect.com. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
That's Kyle Wallace. I'm Ben Brust. And to my right on YouTube as well is Brad Nortman, former Badger punter, and I'm a former Badger basketball player, which is weird to say. Like, I don't know. I don't like.
Say it proud.
Former Badger basketball.
Yeah.
Badger not proud. And we are at the Big Red Rally, a Milwaukee Alumni Chapter event tonight, where Luke Fickell will be in attendance as people are starting to file in, and the event has a couple of walk-in spots available. So if you want to know all the latest in the Milwaukee area about Badger football, make sure you get involved in the Big Red Rally. As I mentioned, we are KBN, streaming on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, 800-990-ESPN, 800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line, but it's time now to play a little KBN Academy.
In radio, our goal's pretty simple.
Just so you know, you really suck.
Have an A show or an F show.
Hey, I'll decide who sucks around here.
The same goes for topics in this next segment. This is the KBN Academy.
Those that can't do, teach.
We are your professors for this game, some with more accomplished degrees than others. Kyle has a bachelor's and a master's, so does Brad. My bachelor's is the equivalent to a master's for my brain. So for that, we are your professors. We have to give an A or an F to these questions. No B's, C's, or D's, nothing in between. So Chris Larson, what do we got?
Let's go to school at the KBN Academy and start off with this. The NHL players will be returning to the Winter Olympics in the 2026 and 2030 tournaments. NHL players participated in 5 straight Winter Olympics, but concerns about marketing, insurance, travel costs, and player injuries prevented the league from finalizing an agreement for the 2018 games. A or F, you like professional athletes being part of the Olympics over just amateurs?
A. I love the Olympics.
Hi, Corey.
I love the Olympics. I love the summer. I love the winter. I love seeing that USA flag out there. I love seeing the best of the best compete. Like, I remember being in college and waking up and watching, like, even if it's hockey, I'll watch anything USA for the Olympics. It was the TJ Oshie shootout, right? Like, that's a name that, like, you guys said, we're not hockey fans, but when it comes to something where it's about the Olympics, if it was some random up-and-coming college athlete playing in the Winter Olympics for the hockey for the USA, I wouldn't care. I want to see the best compete around the world for the Olympics. Give me this all day long. I love the USA, the greatest country in the world.
Hey, that's an A+ for me too, because if it's the Olympics, I want to see the best in the world competing at it. That's what makes it so unique. That's what makes it so good. That each country is taking the best of their best and pegging them against one another.
Do they punt in flag football?
Oh,
I know this is winter, but for summer they're bringing flag football, I think.
They are bringing flag football. I don't know if you punt in flag football. We're going to have to figure that out. I might need to, here's what I should do, though. I should find a way to get citizenship in another country.
No!
Because there'd be no competition there.
That's not the Kyle Bruston Nortman way.
So if USA or bust.
That is second place Brad talking.
I just want to play. That's an A for me. Give them the best.
You're married. The Olympic Village won't be anything to you.
That's true. Yeah, 4.0 for this question. A's all across the board. We want to see the best of the best, and that's what the real, I shouldn't say real athletes, but professional athletes bring.
This ain't miracle anymore. Chris?
All right, moving on. An estimated 68 million Americans will wager $23 billion with a B on this year's Super Bowl. A or F, you plan to put a bet down on the big game Sunday?
This is gonna be an F for me. I could be convinced otherwise.
We're gonna be at Potawatomi.
I know. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Like, as I speak on it now, I'm saying no. But I just know once I get to Potawatomi, I'm gonna get the juices flowing. I'm gonna be thinking about the game.
Not even like a super. You don't do like a square with somebody. Like that is considered part of it.
Yeah. I have done those in the past.
No, but for this year, like now,
as of now, I am not engaged in any betting. I'm not planning to do any betting. But I could be convinced convinced otherwise.
Wait till Ben's same-game parlay that you're going to be helping me out with. Then you're going to be like, you know what? I love that.
It's kind of fun to have a little extra cheddar on the game, though.
Yeah, it is. It is. You already know what I'm doing. I'm doing the with you tomorrow. Yeah, parlay. Yeah, and then I'm playing underdog fantasy. So I'm definitely that's what.
So
I'm
you're
doing.
in.
Oh yeah.
You're doing the parlay, no matter what tomorrow
with Ben.
Yeah. He's gonna help me out because I need help. I need lots of help.
And then once Ben wins, he's gonna get us a little cut for our intellectual property.
Yeah. Not right away because we're gonna be doing a couple of these throughout the next 8 months. So we got to see where profits are. If we get hot and it's all inclusive of us, and KBN Nation's winning with us.
If I'm convinced of your picks along with mine, I might throw a little on that parlay too.
So I'll take this one, Chris, real quick. ARF, you plan to bet more than $100 on Sunday for Sunday?
Nah, it's still a no. I probably, even if I was like, I'm betting, I'd probably keep it under $100.
Nah, I'm doing 50, multiple.
I'm taking 50 times 10, I think.
What?
Ooh.
Yeah. You got a brand new
5
baby.
stacks?
What are you doing?
Don't worry about it.
Trying to turn 5 into 10.
Yeah, 10 into 20.
Poor baby need to go. I'm going to start her a college fund.
529 funded by Kyle Walsh?
Starts now.
Little baby brush.
Oh, you're so sweet, Chris.
That's it for KBN Academy.
Oh, that is it. Forgot. I told you to give him another one, Kyle.
Oh, I mean, I thought you said give him another one that you liked. And honestly, I thought you said 2. I thought you said 2 and 3.
What do we have to do to get you guys both to bet $100? I need you guys to feel a rush on Sunday.
I need a convincing
I'm going to feel a rush.
bet.
I'm going to give you 3 carbless.
Have you already
I'm going to give you 3 carbless. You'll be like, okay, I'm in.
Yeah, it's honestly too. I'll get I'd be like rolling a little bit. My shoulders be a little bit looser.
Yeah.
Do you already know what you're going to bet on?
Wrist gets a little looser.
Do you already know what the bet is that you're going to make?
I have some stuff. I have some stuff that I put together because you can go online for Pato Sportsbook. You have to place the bets on site, but you can start building your bets. So once you get in there, you're ready to go. So
that's kind of nice.
I've already built some ideas for Ben's same game parlay, but it's got to be approved by the brain trust that we are. And calling a brain trust of us 3 is not. I don't know. I feel like we balance each other out quite well.
Oh yeah.
Except even though you're 50 under 100, we're not on the same levels of rush that we will feel towards this game.
Yeah, that's
and I ain't
true.
lying. There might be 4 digits on Super Bowl Sunday.
Let's go.
Yeah, 4.
I'm getting nervous for you.
Good.
That's all I need.
What does his check look like? 4 digits in one. Get him a big game.
Man.
Sheesh.
It's like when I asked you when you went to Vegas and put that spin down for us all, and I was just like, oh yeah.
Oh no, that spin's fine.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I told you about other spins.
No. And I was like, is this the most you've ever bet on anything? And you're like, no. And I was like, oh wow.
Oh yeah. Oh,
that was crazy.
Wow.
Man, I'm learning so much.
Yeah,
Big
actually, we need a night out together. Even if you guys, do you guys get bored watching people do stupid things?
I don't think I would run out of. I don't think I get bored watching you do stupid things.
That's what I'm saying.
Well, what type? We don't have to talk about
how
this,
stupid.
Yeah, exactly. My time is precious.
Well, Kyle, Brad, you are very protective of your time.
I mean, I'm
very
trying.
Time is valuable.
I mean, if you're doing something stupid, I'm like, okay. I mean, I could be watching 90 Day Fiancé.
You know,
at
this point,
man.
I don't. When I'm doing something fun, I will say at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, I don't know if I want his negative 90 Day Fiancé vibes when I place my bets.
That's right.
That much. It's all about the vibes.
Yeah, it is.
It's all about the vibes.
It is.
You know who's got vibes and hops in and has fun all the time with us?
Who's that?
Brian Bulaga, who joins us
yes,
next.
Sir.
Are you ready to step into a new realm of fitness? Introducing 22 Fitness, Milwaukee's premier fitness boxing studio. Head to 22 Fitness Boxing on February 14th from 2 to 8 p.m. for an open house and also see our very own Kyle Bruston Nortman broadcasting live. Experience the adrenaline-pumping atmosphere of 22 Fitness firsthand and spice up your Valentine's Day with Couples Clash, a friendly head-to-head couples battle. Make it a date on February 14th at 22 Fitness Boxing on Howard Avenue in Milwaukee. Find out more at 22fitnessboxing.com.
It's time for the Ortho ASAP Minute from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin.
Dr. Daniel Holub from Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin is joining me. Doctor, what makes an OAW surgeon different from most other surgeons?
At Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin, we have all fellowship-trained orthopedic specialists. We have all subspecialties of orthopedics covered through our office, so you can see anybody from the tips of your fingers to the tips of your toes and everywhere in between.
So let's say someone is feeling pain and they finally walk into OAW for that first time. Can you take me through that process of what's going to happen next?
We always start with an office appointment, which will involve me conversing with the patient, trying to figure out what's happening, and then a physical exam. And we have on-site x-ray and on-site MRI if we should need to move into diagnostic tests of that sort.
The Ortho ASAP Minute is sponsored by Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference.
Elevate your game day gear or any outfit with official merchandise from the Milwaukee Bucks Pro Shop. From authentic jerseys to exclusive apparel and accessories, the Bucks Pro Shop has everything you need to showcase your fandom wherever you go. Cheer the Deer to victory with authentic Milwaukee Bucks items. Visit us at the Bucks Pro Shop at Fiserv Forum or Bayshore Mall, or shop online at shop.bucks.com.
Hey, it's Jason Wilde for Associated Bank. Here in Wisconsin, we love our sports year-round, right down to the Packers games in the Lambeau snow. If you want to show your love for the green and gold every day, you got it with Associated Bank's exclusive Packers checking account. A one-of-a-kind debit card, a 10% discount at the Packers Pro Shop, plus everything you'll score as an Associated Bank customer. Best of all, you'll get a banking partner based right here in the Midwest. Visit AssociatedBank.com/Packers to get started today. You've got this with Associated Bank. Member FDIC.
Fleet Farm's got everything you need for everyday life. And by everything, we mean top products by your favorite brands. From Blackstone to Blue Buffalo, Carhartt to Cooper, Milwaukee to Muddy, Scott's to Science Diet, DeWalt, Levi's, Purina, Husqvarna, Goodyear, Rapala, Vortex, whew, and a whole lot more. In-store or online, check out all the brands Fleet Farm carries to help make your everyday life better.
A new year means new goals for Wisconsin hoops teams. The red and white will make a run to the tournament, and Milwaukee is eyeing up a playoff run in the spring. As Wisconsin's 3PL Evans Transportation knows, it takes a team effort to make those runs, and when it comes to manufacturers' accounting, shipping, and tracking needs, Evans is the supply chain team for you. Good luck to all Wisconsin hoops teams from Wisconsin's 3PL. Find them at evanstrans.com.
Make this Valentine's Day special for your love. Shop local and trust Welke's Milwaukee florists as the experts. Start Valentine's week early and bring some romance into your life by ordering her a professionally designed Welke's arrangement. Hand delivered to your home or office, Welke's has 100% freshness guaranteed. They offer same-day delivery and have locations in Elm Grove and in Milwaukee at 56th and North. Order now and enter code ESPN to get 10% off your order. Go to Welke's.com and do it now.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ford Healthy Lifestyles in Germantown has been amazing for the energy in my life. Now that I'm a new dad, I need everything I can get. And you don't have to have less endurance, less energy, less muscle, less sex, and any joint pain that you don't need. As I'm looking, do not put that in the football.
Oh, come on.
No, you want the football.
Football?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Boo. I just lost a vote.
My man. I love it for Brookfield Central guy. My guy.
He knows a legend when he
My
sees
kind
one.
of guy.
Well, if you're listening, you got to go to Germantown for Ford Healthy Lifestyles to optimize those hormone levels, including your testosterone, to provide cutting-edge regenerative medicine therapies. You can lose that stubborn weight like semaglutide to help change your life. Tell them ESPN sent you. Go to FordHealthyLifestyles.com for that free consultation. Kyle Bruston Nortman live from the Big Red Rally at the Italian Community Center. But joining us now is former Packers tackle, Iowa alum, not welcome in the building, Brian Bulaga. What up?
Guys, how's it going?
It's going pretty good, Brian. Now, you know, It's going to be an interesting couple years in the state of Wisconsin for football. And as it comes to the Badgers and the Packers, we have a poll. And I know a lot of people are voting for the Packers, but what's more likely? What happens first? The Badgers make the CFP or the Packers make the Super Bowl? Because you know how hard it is to get to a Super Bowl. Only 2 teams get there. There are 12 opportunities now each year for the college football playoff.
Ooh, that's a good question. I still will take the Packers on it. I don't see Wisconsin being anywhere close to even competing in that realm. So I'll take the Packers.
Oh, wow. We're at the Big Red Rally
like
right
that.
now.
That's why I say he's not welcome.
Yeah.
What if we change it to Iowa?
No, I mean, I don't think Iowa's going to be there anytime soon either. So it's just, especially the way the Big Ten's playing out right now with all the teams getting added, and who knows what everything's going to look like in 5 years. It could be a complete, college football wasteland, in 5 years. We have no idea. So, I'll take the Packers on that all day.
Yeah, just talk about college football really quickly. Are you a fan? Jason Wilde kind of went anti-NIL in college football. What's your thoughts on the NIL?
I like it. I think it's good, but I think it needs to be reined in a little bit, right? I think there needs to be actual guidelines put in place. Because, listen, we all get it. Alabama, Georgia, Oregon, these schools are going to be able to spend more than anybody. Ohio State, Michigan. And I'm not saying that should be looked down upon, but I just think there needs to be general rules and guidelines set in place. So I'm not saying that it's an even playing field, but so that, one team doesn't just get to carry away with everything every year, kind of like we'll probably see Georgia do.
Brian, it's Super Bowl week, and obviously that just means a lot of spotlight, a lot of eyeballs. When did you start to get nervous the week of the Super Bowl for the game?
Yeah, I think it was probably Saturday night after the team meeting, just going back up to my hotel room, just kind of laying in bed and watching TV and seeing pregame coverage of it, and just sitting there with my own thoughts. Kind of where it sunk in, hey, we're about to go do this tomorrow in front of how many millions of people around the world. So it was, I thought about it all week, right? But you're practicing, you're going through things, you're feeling good about it, and then, after that team meeting and it's about to get real the next day, the night before is when it started to really hit me.
Brian Bulaga joining us here on Kyle Bruston Nortman, 94.5 ESPN. And Brian, Jordan Love is going to get a deal here. He's going to be the franchise quarterback for the next 4 years minimum, obviously wanting to stay healthy. But I want to go back to a conversation we had where Kyle slighted Don Majkowski.
It's not 100% true, Brian, but go ahead.
Do you think that Don Majkowski is almost underappreciated by Kyle because he doesn't have an understanding of what it was like to be a Packer fan in the 70s and 80s?
I mean, I don't think so. I mean, listen.
He don't know who Don Majkowski is. Just say it. You can say that. You can say that. We didn't talk about the Magic Man. We talked about Brett Favre. We talked about Aaron Rodgers. We didn't talk about that guy.
Listen, I know who he is. I mean, you hear about the history through Green Bay, Packers. You hear about it enough. But, I wasn't born then. I wasn't alive then. I didn't really pay attention to NFL football until I was probably in high school. So, it's not like I know a bunch of history on the guy, but, I don't really have an answer.
That's fine. That actually is a good answer, Brian.
It's the most authentic answer. Somebody that isn't biased with the fact that they saw him play. Somebody who isn't biased with the fact that the Green Bay Packers were absolutely terrible in the 70s and the 80s, and then they had that one bright spot in this guy. He's just a regular guy who watched football a little bit in high school. He basically says, I didn't know who Magic Man until I got drafted by the Packers.
I want to go back to Brian being in his thoughts in a hotel room. Did you have a go-to relaxer for you, like a TV show that you'd watch on the road or in the hotel room? How would you spend time in the hotel room with either teammates or watching something?
Yeah, what I did, what I always fell back on was watching tape. Like getting on my
That's why you got paid
iPad.
millions.
Yeah, just getting on my iPad
sure.
and just like rewatching practice or rewatching old games just to watch myself, reassure myself, look at my technique, see how everything looked throughout the week. Then I'd go make some space in the hotel room and do pass sets in the hotel room just to feel good about it. Oh, yeah.
I love it. I love
Absolutely. Absolutely. So there were a couple different things, but, really just feeling confident about yourself by going over tape, doing some sets, and just getting your mind right.
Brian, I hadn't told these guys this yet, but Super Bowl 50, when I played into it, Lady Gaga did the national anthem. I legitimately cried during the national anthem. Did you cry at all during the Super Bowl, pre or post game, Brian?
This isn't shocking at all.
You would have cried too.
I know.
No, I didn't cry pre or post. I was, obviously nervous before, so I didn't. The national anthem went off, and I had no idea what was going on. I was just kind of standing there looking up at Jerry World's big screen up there, like just kind of zoning out. And then after the game, it hits, and you see your family, and it's all, you're celebrating on the field. And then before you know it, man, you're somehow sipping on a Jack and Coke somewhere, and it's like, all right, here we go. Like, time to have some fun. So not a ton of emotion, we'll just put it that way, with crying, so to speak.
Who performed at your Super Bowl post game?
Kid Rock.
Oh, that's awesome.
There's a Super Bowl post game?
Yeah. Every team has a scheduled Super Bowl post game party, and obviously it's epic if you win, and ours is just so bummer.
Who performed?
Well, we had someone lined up. It was someone legit. I don't remember, but that was it.
Brad was crying. Brad was crying the whole
I cried beforehand. Lady Gaga got my heart, man.
He knew by halftime that game was over.
No, I did not.
5.5-point favorites.
Oh, it still stings.
Brian Bulaga will be joining Homer from 5 to 6 on the Homer Hour. That's coming up next in 2 minutes. Don't go anywhere. You'll hear the Doctor and Homer.
We do have some delays along eastbound